Good morning, everyone, and happy World Photography Day. It's a great pleasure to see all of us here gathered, not just as photographers and creatives, but as a community with the same vision. And today is a very special day, not just for pictures, but to celebrate photography for its power of capturing memories and preserving history. And I welcome you all once again. And I want to remind you that we plan today so that we can connect with each other, we learn from each other, and then we create together as a community. Whether you have been shooting for long or you are just starting, today is for us all. So feel free and have the most of today, please. And at this point, I would like to give a very big thanks, or say a very big thanks to everyone that make today possible. And I think I should not say too much because we have already started exhausting the time with the delays and everything. So I think it's better if we just move on and start our activities. And just like we have said, we are going to have a session where we have one of the best we have here in Kaduna. They are going to talk of topics like the business of photography, which will be facilitated by Khalifa. And then we are going to also have a session where we will have a discussion about composition and lightning from pixel pitch, that's at Sassin. And then we are also having a session of editing by also one of the best we have here in Kaduna, that's Beep Photography. Though he's one of his kind, he don't have part two, but Beep with the E, not 2E or 3E, because we have been using 2E's on his name throughout the announcement. So I later realized it's not 2E, it's 3E. So in case if you are also saying, spelling his brand name as 2E's, it's 3E, please. So without saying too much, I would like to welcome Khalifa Photography so that he can kick off us with the topic titled Business of Photography. So Khalifa Photography.
Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My fellow creatives, photographers, and videographers that we have in the house. I would like to open my stay here by thanking the main organizer of this gathering, which goes by the name Abuze. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Kaduna State is a state that is filled with creatives, but somehow it's very less likely to see us gather in one place like this. So as you all already know that there is power in unity. When we unite, we can do much better. Some of us have seen some part of this industry that some of us have not. So if we can unite and share our experience and knowledge with each other, I think we can go much further as a state. Abi, this is not a formal event, so we can interact. So I would like to start my speech, boarding speech, by giving you a brief history about myself and my journey as a photographer. ChatGTP didn't finish my presentation, so please, sorry. If it finishes, they will bring it for me. So my journey started as a photographer back in 2015, marking 10 years today. I started as a student, which is just interested in photography. Back then, Idanai Doja, I don't know if you all understand Hausa. But I think even if you don't understand Hausa, you know what Doja is. When I dodge school, I will go out, they snap wildlife, like, all the things where fit kill you. So technically, I started my photography journey as a wildlife photographer, which is quite rare, I think, in Nigeria. So eventually, I was just feeding my passion. I had deep interest in it. Wherever I can find knowledge, I often ventured myself into it. Uh, Part of my journey actually was trying to belong into many other photography associations or companies, which luckily for me, I got rejected. So I had to make my journey a bit more solo than I wanted it to be. So as a wildlife photographer, I'm just going to fast forward to you how I started shooting portraits. There was this particular time at our school. It was supposed to be a business day. So everybody is going to come up with something they can sell to other students. That's business students. So for me, I was lazy. I couldn't come up with anything else. The only thing I know was photography. So I just decided, okay, as everybody is selling their stuff, some brought some merchandise, some cooked some food, a lot of things, varieties of things. So I decided I'll just be going around and snapping them, and then I'll take their money. It worked out well for me because as I started, students developed interest that we actually had to convert our classroom into a mini studio. And I ended up making the most revenue that day. That was the point in which I realized, there is money in photography. No more free photography. From that point, I stopped doing free photography. Prior to that, when there is any event at the school, I would come and snap pictures, post it, share it around, I didn't see value in it. But from that point, I started charging. You call me, Khalifa, I have an event. How much can you pay? I changed. My face changed. Anyway, I didn't mention that that wasn't in Nigeria. My beginning of photography was in Sudan. So fast forward to 2018, I came back to Nigeria. Turned out that wildlife cannot work in Nigeria unless you have a budget of ransom. So I stopped wildlife, and I started getting into relatives' weddings and so on. And the first time I got paid for the wedding was like, I think 100K, and I was like, hey, ashe ana samu ma fiye da haka. From then I also started improving my charging strategies and all. Fast forward to, I think, late 2018, I opened my first studio, which some of you might know. That was down the road, Khalifa Photography. And the next year, I opened the extension of Khalifa Photography, which is Khalifa Photography VIP. So the old studio was upstairs, and the VIP section was downstairs. Things were going well until Corona hit. And that's 2020, yeah? When COVID hit, things were not, I think everybody felt it. It's not only me. The market was not marketing. So at that point, I had to jabba again. I ran away from the country. But the studio was still existent at that point. It was working, as some of my old staff can recall. When I jabba, I went to UAE, United Arab Emirates. And from there, I did some photography courses. I tried some work to understand the market out there, and I ventured into some other businesses, like restaurant business and so on, which, alhamdulillah, it went well, roller coaster journey. And then fast forward to 2023, which we established this photo house as a facility. So this is my brief journey. So if you would pardon me, I would kindly go and check on my ChatGPT and see if it has finished my speech. So as some of you already know, what I have, the subject I have been tasked to explain to you is business in photography. I don't know why I was chosen for that, but I will go ahead. So I will start by explaining briefly, based on what's available, the information that is widely available. What I've been able to notice that there are three types of creatives. Those that do it for passion, those that do it for money, and those that do it for both. Those are our enemies. Those are the ones that ruin our market. Because when you do photography for both passion and business, you ruin for those who do it for passion and you ruin it for those who do it for business. How do you ruin it for those who do it for business? Most of the time, you don't have the ethics that it takes to represent photographers as an occupation. And when you do it for passion and still take money from people, it makes it weird. You're right? I don't know if it is just me, but it makes it weird. So I'll just briefly take you through my ChatGPT presentation. Okay. I'm going to start by the first point on undervaluing their work. Most photographers I have come across don't actually value their work. Now, if you can remember part of my journey, at some point I did not see the value of what I do until the first time I got paid during the business day, right? But on my own journey, I did not have a mentor. Nobody mentored me. It was just a child with a camera and a lot of childishness on his head. So there was no mentorship. That's not the case for you people. I've never been in such an event while I was growing. I always wanted to belong to some sort of a group or a company, but it has never been the case for me. No mentorship, knowledge from YouTube, and just so random. So most photographers that do the business that practice the industry as a business actually undervalue their work by undercharging. I think most professionals here can actually relate to that. There have been so many times in which you send an invoice to a client and another photographer will send that invoice, but maybe 1/3 of what you sent in terms of pricing. Although it doesn't really worry professionals because they are never going to deliver as you are going to do, but still it kind of undervalues the industry in the eyes of people that don't know the industry. Especially in Arewa, northern part of Nigeria, photographers are just seen as, you just press the camera now, why are you charging too much? So that has a lot to do with those individuals that undercharge and undervalue the industry. So I'm not going to lecture you on how to charge for your clients, but make sure that when you charge, it's what you are giving. Abi, first of all, know the worth of the industry. Part of the strategy I use to convince my client when I notice that they don't see value much in photography, I tell them, you see, if you have a wedding, you pay a food vendor, you pay decor artists, you pay for hall, you pay all other things. By the time you dance out your money, nothing is left but the work of the photographers and videographers. So those are the work that will actually last forever. Those are the work that would outlast you as a person if done well. So it's an investment against the future. You see, knowing the value of the services is what put me in the right position to explain to my client what he is paying for, right? Sorry, I'll have to read out. I didn't read my... Okay. Most photographers don't factor in equipment, time, editing, travel, and experience. Because combination of these things are things that make you a professional. No matter how much equipment you have in your hand, in your possession, does not make you a professional. No matter how much experience you have, if you don't have much knowledge, it does not make you a professional. No matter how much knowledge of editing you have, no matter how much knowledge you have, it does not make you a professional. So it's a combination of certain things that come together and make you a professional as a photographer. Sorry if I'm confusing some of you, because myself, I'm confused. Let's go to the second point, lack of branding. You see, I have seen many instances whereby two photographers have almost identical quality, but one is better in terms of branding. What is branding? Can someone give me a good idea of branding from the audience? Let's Yes, yes.
All right. Branding basically means how you want your audience to see you more often.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's have another answer.
Simply is like packaging.
Okay.
Packaging. I mean, branding means packaging. How you package yourself.
Yes, yes. We have another hand up.
Branding is the graphical and visual representation of your full brand.
Yes, yes. I think we have enough definition for branding because they're all the same thing. They revolve around the same answer.
I think to me it's personal identity.
Yes, yes. So technically, it's how you present your brand to your customers or your potential customers. You know, how you want your brand to be seen. For example, you have high quality, you are making money and all, you know, but when you go out to work, you are going out on, with short sneakers and armless, you know. When you present your work to your client, maybe you just hand over the album on their hands, you know, no proper packaging, or you hand over the flash, here is your work, carry go. No, that's not how it works. You have to, first of all, sit down and imagine how you want your brand to be seen from the perspective of your client. Is it that you are just a freelancer, just running, catching one work or two, or you are a person that has sat down and decided they want to do this as a professional business, and they have kind of gathered knowledge of how or things to make their business into a professional. A simple example of branding is, I'm sure some of you, as you came in, you might notice our staff with Khalifa photography shirt and all. That's branding. Yeah? In some cases, if we go to an event, we have a roller up that we roll up so that you can see who is covering the event and all, you know. In some cases, we even take digital signages, which shows our staff working in a video format. You know, this is branding. This is how you want your client to see your company, you know. Whoever, based on how our people understand or perceive photographers, whoever sees that extra step knows that this guy is not just a guy holding a camera, it's somebody that means business. Yeah? So go and sit down, think about how you want your company to be perceived, you know, as a professional company. And if you want to remain on the, you know, not freelancer, give me the word. I said, yeah. I mentioned 3 types of photographer. I don't forget already. Yes, passion-based. If you want to remain passion-based, it's fine. It's very good. But please don't take money. Abi, just refer us. Make we take the money now. Abi? So this is it. Let's move to, I didn't address this point, yeah? Naming. Okay, first of all, there is a mistake I see quite often with our photographers in terms of naming their brand. First of all, do not go and name your brand after a brand that is already existing. That's going to get you into some really serious trouble. Yeah? That's one. Number 2, do not name your brand in a way that cannot be searched easily. For example, mine is Khalifa Photography. I will name it Khalifa ... photography or something like that. That's not easily searchable. But if it is, you see, my name has a H at the end. That H is giving me a hell of a trouble because most people just type Khalifa without H and they don't find my page. So you see a simple problem and how it can affect your audience. So when you're going to choose a name, choose a unique name and choose a name that can easily stick into somebody's head. Don't go and choose a long name that a person has to put eyeglasses for them to read or something like that, you know? Something easy. Most of the time, maybe 2 vowels, you know, or 3, something easy to read. Muhammad, you are raising hand? Okay. Let's move to poor client communication. On this particular point, client communication or ability to deal with people, whatever business you do, be it photography, be it other businesses, your success in the business depends on how you deal with people. It depends on how you deal with your staff. It depends on how you deal with your client. It depends on how you deal with your suppliers. So if you are into business and you want to make money, you just have to master how to deal with people. I often tell my staff that, you see this our photography, there is psychology in photography. You need to understand your client. You need to get into your client's head. I've come across a lot of clients that when they come and see my pictures, they will be like, it's not colorful, it's not this, it's not that. Previously, it used to stress me out. How can I spend 2 hours working on a picture and you come and tell me it's not colorful? But I got to understand that people are different, and I have to excuse them as long as I want to get inside their pockets. Abi? So I decided to find a way to understand my client's psychology before I even start working with you. Let me know what you want. If I can deliver, fine. If I cannot, I will tell you, this is what I can deliver. So we have a safe gray spot between me and you. Yeah? I don't know if that's making sense. You see, this issue of contract, it's rarely done here, but it's very important. In Nigeria, you come across clients that have issues on their head. A client will tell you, this is exactly what I want. It's going to be exactly what you are going to deliver, but at the point in which you deliver, they have changed their minds. I don't know if it's only me that have come across this, but it's quite common. So in small scale, like maybe a regular shoot or something like that, that might be fine. But when you work for a big organization or large scale work, let's say you have taken contract of 50 million naira or 100 million naira, if you mess up and do not go through your contract properly, you will end up in jail, bro. If you cannot refund that money, you will end up in jail. So most of us, including me, have not reached the level in which contracts are really, really that important, but it's something to have at the back of your mind because the sky is the limit, yeah? We don't know where we are going to be tomorrow, yeah? So let's move to the next point, weak online presence. I've come across photographers that don't even have social media. Bro, were you born in the 1960s? How can you be a photographer at this point of time and not be present on social media? Like, there is power in social media that you can harness and apply it to any business you do. Any business you do, there is power that you can apply. So do not miss the opportunity, because right now, social media is not largely regulated. But we all know that that's not going to be the case forever, especially that a lot of people are getting into the noses of the government. So very soon, social media is going to be regulated. So you have to leverage from the current lack of regulation and just put your brand out there. Yeah? I've seen a lot of people actually attaining fame and not leveraging from that fame. You see, fame is a curve. You reach the peak and you fall down. Nobody stays at the top of the peak. I've never seen a famous person that stood at the peak of their fame. Yeah? How do you leverage from fame? When you reach the peak, you come up with something that you can exchange with the fame. For example, I get famous as a photographer. When I reach the peak, I will come up with a clothing brand. You have forgotten about me as a photographer, but I've leveraged from that popularity and converted the fame into money for me into a clothing brand. I don't know if you guys understand that. The peak of fame is steep. Like, when you reach the peak, you cannot remain at the peak. So you have to find a way to leverage from that peak so that the fall is going to be softer on you, you know? Anyway, let's move to the last point, which is business system, which brings us back to this issue, inconsistent pricing. Inconsistent pricing is different from the first thing I've discussed about not charging properly. Inconsistent pricing is I charge this particular client properly, and the next client, I just look him, bring 5K. You see? So that is inconsistent. Eventually, maybe the first client I've charged him 100K might end up meeting up and discussing with each other. And then the first one is going to feel that they have been ripped off. So you have to be consistent with your pricing. If you want to target different target groups like rich people and poor people, make it obvious. Okay, I have VIP package and I have normal package. So if you are patronizing me on my normal package, you know you are patronizing me on my normal package. If you go out there to do gulma, you will say you patronize me on my normal package. But the VIPs will pay for the VIP service. So you have to be very consistent with your pricing. No records of client invoices and expenses. Most of us suffer from this, actually. Abi not lie. Most of us suffer from this issue. No record of client invoices and expenses. Many of us here, if I ask you from the 1st January, how much did you make as a photographer till date? You have no idea. How do you calculate your profit if you don't know how much you make? You are just collecting people's money and pocketing it, using it. You know, you are not really feeding your business. You see, this client record is very important. I did not see the importance of it until I suffered the consequences of it. There was a particular time we wanted to do an offer, you know, large offer and so on. We had physical copies of client record, but we did not have digital copies of it. So we the initial hard copies we have, I think we have over 1,000 clients. But the digital copy we have was like 150 or so. But because we lost the hard copy, we just had to go with the 150. So there are unlimited things that you can do when you actually have records of your client. And some clients, I have actually suffered from this, from old studio, which is about 4 years back. They will come to me and ask for their picture or something that I've done to them. If I did not have proper recording, those people can easily court-martial me. They can even say they have paid me more than they actually did. But if you have your record properly documented, you are exempted from all of those wahala. Expenses. Most people, I don't know, you know condo, what, those who understand Hausa, you know condo? Basket. If you don't know your expenses, it's like you're trying to fill a basket with water. Because as the money is entering your pocket, they come out. And you really cannot do something tangible for your business. So you have to know this, your income, your expenses, your invoices, record of your clients, very important. I think I discussed this point, yeah? Treating photography as art. Those who do it for passion, yeah? Already my time is running out, so I have to minimize, so apologies. Okay, this one might interest most of you because I know most of you want to make more money. How to generate more money in your photography business. First of all, you have to diversify your income streams. Photography has many niches, as we all know. But somehow in Nigeria, all people are in weddings and portraits. I don't know why. There is money in other parts of photography, trust me. There is real estate photography, there is baby photography, there is wildlife photography, there is macro photography, there are many niches of photography and there is money in it. You just have to actually venture in it and find out. So do not stick to that wedding photography, or portrait photography. Venture out. We live in a digital world. You can easily search on your phone. You can ask ChatGPT, my dear friend, please find me other money-making niches of photography, Even if you don't practice it now, eventually in the future, opportunity might present itself, and then you can use it. Yeah? stock photography, I think I will leave that to our big Oga here, Abuze. He's into stock photography, yeah? So he can give us more insight into it. Me too, I want to come and learn from you. Yeah, quite dark shade. Dark shade, he's in the shade again. Okay. This one's already, I'm sure most of you guys do. You offer album services and all, yeah? License your work. This is very important. There is a friend of mine that actually had to give out his brand name because it was not licensed. Someone that came after him licensed the brand name and then took up his name, you know? So just try your best. CAC in Nigeria, how much is it for photography? I think it doesn't pass 130,000, 40,000, yeah? 50,000. From the money you make, you can spare 50,000, you know, register your name. At least the federal government won't come and be taking taxes from you as a photographer. So just try to register your name. Invest in marketing. You see, there is a saying that no matter how much money you put into marketing a product, as long as it's worth what you are marketing, you did not lose. There was this particular time I spent huge amount of money to actually market our brand in Arewa 24. At the beginning, I was feeling a bit, maybe I've gone too far. But eventually, the result was worth it because I was getting audience internationally. People would call me and tell me that we have seen your place. Mashallah, we cannot wait to come to Nigeria and come to your place, you know? So no matter how much you invest into marketing, trust me, it's totally worth it. But that doesn't mean you just go and be doing billboards or doing marketing anyhow. You have to actually sit down and strategize. You know, there are some marketing means that bring you client faster than others. There are some that need more time. They need you to be in a bigger scale, you know. For example, one of the marketing techniques I normally sell out to my client is, you see these Keke Napep bag posters. It's cheap. With printing and pasting, it wouldn't cost you 1.5 per Keke Napep. If you get 100 Keke Napeps, that's how much? 150. 100 Keke Napeps, you go market your product. How much is billboard? A regular billboard, 10 by 20 feet. It costs around 350, 400,000 a month. So you see how two strategies can market you in a different way. You spend 150 in marketing at the back of your Keke Napeps, another person spends 350 on billboards, but you will have more reach than him. So go and think of unique ways you can actually market your brand. Do not sit down and expect customers to be calling you or to be walking to your studio, you know. You have to go out there and reach them. You see, this particular point, build email list for offers, I think I have addressed it and how I came across it, yeah? When I had offers, but I did not have digital record of my clients. This one also I have addressed it, know your numbers. So know your income, you know, your expenses and all. So I will go to my next point. Okay, this one I'll just go through it sharp. Develop how to stand out, first of all. You know, there is so much competition in the industry right now that you have to do something to stand out. You know, there is so much competition. The competition that is in existence right now is far more than the one I knew 5 years ago. It's far more than what I knew 10 years ago. There is huge competition in the industry. So you have to find a way to stand out. You know, as the industry is developing fast, you have to try to catch up. First of all, you have to develop a signature style. Make edits, framing, storytelling recognizable. You see, if I see Oga Beep's picture anywhere without logo, I know now Oga Beep. I better give him a round of applause now. You don't try now. If I see his picture anywhere, I know Naim. If I see Assassin's picture, I know Naim. If I see Abuze's picture, I know Naim. Because they have a signature editing. So you cannot be just learning this person editing, this person editing, and not have your own signature editing. Advantage of gathering knowledge from multiple people is you actually assimilate the knowledge and come up with your own unique style. Right now in this program, Ogabi is going to teach us how to edit. That doesn't mean you are going to be editing like Ogabi. You cannot, even if you try. It means you will learn some knowledge and fix what you do already. I don't know if you guys understand my point. The second point is offer a memorable experience. This one is mostly for people that have studios. You see, photography is not just about person standing, you give them poses, and then they pay you and they leave. It's not about that. It's about the experience you give them. People remember experiences much faster than the amount they pay. If you give them good experience, even if you overcharge them, by the time they will remember you, they will first remember the experience you gave them before the price you gave them. So try your best to make it as memorable as possible. What are some means that you can make your services memorable and enjoyable? You can, first of all, your staff or you yourself, you have to be jovial. You have to be. I've been to some studios that I can't wait to go out because it'd be like, say, the guy won't kill me. Even if I think there was a particular time I went for passport. The guy know they smile. As he clicked the camera shutter, pop, for my eyes, it'd be like saying an assault. So you have to try to be as jovial as possible with your client. You have to offer extra services like drinks, water. As they come, give them seats. Let them feel like they are needed here. I don't know. Let me just get some random means that one can make their services more memorable from you guys. I know you guys have far more ideas than I do. I don't know. Anybody with an idea? Nobody? Huh? For how you can make your services more memorable. Okay, if someone is with the mic.
Okay, when you try to participate, when you participate in some of the activities they do, like for example, there was a wedding I went to, I was shooting, and they had to drag me, because I was so easy with them when we started. I made them comfortable and everything. So during the reception, I had to join them in every activity. So they were absolutely free with me, and they were very comfortable with me. And he actually gave me an extra
money.
Yes,
Hey.
because of how he enjoyed my. He was like, I enjoyed how you were free with us, blah blah blah, this and that.
Yes.
So I had to make them comfortable, and it was a very nice experience. It's actually good.
Wow, nice. Next, you. Please, let's start with name and then yes.
Okay. Sorry. My name is Donatus from Picture This Studio. So what I normally do for portrait section especially is I'll always tell the client before they come to the studio to come with their playlist.
Playlists?
Yes. And as much as I don't really listen to secular music that much, but I tend to dance a lot with them. I know it's
so you better go learn how to.
happy.
you better be a Michael Jackson.
I do my best.
Go show them.
Thank you.
So his strategy is he asks his clients to come with their own playlist, which is brilliant. You don't have to stress about the songs they like, the songs they don't like, Even if they come and put Shatta, Shatta Waka, you go vibe now. If you get Malu, go put him as it is snap. Next.
My name is Faith and Gidel Photography, and what I usually do is when there are clients that tend to want to lose their cool, so you just remain. They want to go beyond.
Okay.
They are losing their temper. They came in with so much aggression, so you have to remain cool and try to go into their feelings and then bring them out of it that they can remember.
Yes. So her strategy is if clients come with bad mood, you cannot dictate the mood of your client. If it is couple, they can fight right before they come to your studio, and you will take the hit. So you have to act like a sponge that absorbs the negativity, Don't get emotional. You cannot get emotional in business. If you want to be emotional, go sit at home under blanket and cry, laugh, do whatever you want to do. Once you are out there, you cannot prioritize your emotions. Yeah? So no matter how pissed off the client, I've shot many army people here. It'd be like, say, they won't beat me. When I saw I go, they smile like an idiot. So you have to take your emotion out of it, and just try to be as jovial as possible as you can be to them. I think we have enough, yeah? So, okay. Show more than pretty pictures. That's even if you have pretty pictures. Share behind the scenes, testimonial, and process, let it be like there is a soul behind your brand. It's not just professionalism, there is this particular guy. A shout out to Osak's Pictures. There is something he does. If he goes to a wedding, he takes opinion of the guests. What do you think of Osak's picture? This and that. I don't know if he bribes them, but it's always good reviews. Yeah? So that's actually a very good strategy. You can share behind the scenes, so that your clients can see what goes behind the creativity and all, Very important point. Tell stories, not just images. This is especially for the videographers out there. I've seen videographers that actually put in too much attention on the technicals of the videography, ISO, colors, and so on, and leave out the most important aspect of it, which is the storytelling. Before a client notices your good composition, right ISO, good colors, they have to understand the story first. The story matters the most for them. If they get the story right, you will hear them complimenting, his colors are even good. His composition is even good. His ISO is even good. But if you lose the part of the story, you have lost everything. Why we are even talking about this actually is because we are shooting weddings. If you shoot other things like wildlife, you have to have the story. You have to have the story, Your picture has to speak for itself. So let me address the final point here. Time is not on my side. Network and collaborate, which is exactly what we are doing here. Abi? We are networking and we're not collaborating, but we hope we will collaborate in the future. But we are networking with each other. We are sharing knowledge with each other. We are sharing our unique experiences with each other. At the end of this program, I'm sure everybody is going to work out better than they came into this place. Abi? So that's huge advantage of networking. And we really hope Oga Abuze will arrange for further collaborations for us in the future. Yeah? I think we did this point. Okay, I think I should have my final takeaway. It's not food takeaway, so. Being a great photographer, Jama, is only half of the journey, technically. The other half is being a smart entrepreneur. So, obviously, most of us here are already halfway through the journey. But how can you be a smart entrepreneur? Which is exactly what I've taken you guys through. There is so much more knowledge you can actually find online. I have only shared what I think I was able to read from ChatGPT. So I hope you guys assimilate it and are able to use it as much as you possibly can. So before I round up, there is a particular point I want to actually address. You see, this our industry, photography, it has limitations. Although people would like to tell you sky is the limit, but it has limitations. Part of the limitation is age. As you grow older, you will start losing interest in photography, whether you like it or not. As you grow older, your eyes will start perceiving colors differently as you used to perceive when you were young. So as much as you are holding on to your quality and all, when you grow older, you'll lose it. As much as you are holding on to your clients, when you grow older, you'll lose it. Because most of our clients are young people. And we do know that young people don't like having old photographers. That's for sure. So what point am I trying to make? Use photography as a gateway into broader entrepreneurship. use photography as a gateway into broader entrepreneurship. Broader, not brother, but broader. You know, I know you understand. I addressed a point earlier about when you reach your peak, you have to find a way to harness that peak. This is something similar that I'm talking about. When you attain fame, find a way to diversify. Find another business that is more sustainable and attach it to your photography. You understand? If you reach that peak, do not sit down and enjoy the ride. That's not how it works. Even peaks have to be managed, just like the journey to the peaks are managed. Find a different industry, attach it to your photography. Photography will grant you access to people. It will grant you knowledge. It will give you money. So it has many things it requires to be a good gateway into entrepreneurship. It will give you experience. It will give you experience with people. So do not waste all of that and just stick to photography. No. Diversify. You can get into tailoring. You can get into trading. Not crypto trading. By the way, I'm not into that. I mean, cameras are a trade. You can get, you see, me, I use the opportunity. Now I'm into printing. I'm into real estate. I'm into laundry and cleaning services, and then photography, as you all know. So I'm advising you people so that when the time comes, you don't make a mistake. When you reach your peak, find a way to diversify. So I think that should be the end of my big, boring speech today, and I will pass the mic to my dear brother, Abuze.
Thank you so much, Khalifa, for this outstanding presentation. And I think we are going to our next topic, which is composition and lighting. So let's arrange for it, and then we kick off.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Musa Atsassin of Artisan Studios. So I'm here to talk basically about composition. And I don't have a ChatGPT presentation, so I'll just keep it as simple as possible. So basically, composition is what is in your image, the story you want to tell, and all the components or the details and all the either objects, designs, your set, your props that has to do with the story you want to tell. That's what composition basically is. And also the placement of your subject. Are you using the rule of thoughts, the lines you're using, how they all come together to tell the story, or the whatever you want to project, or you want the image to be perceived as. So also it has to do with lighting too. How you light your subject or your environment and all. So like you say, like Bibbs here, of course he'll be the one shooting, but then I will still do a bit of demonstration and all. So there's this thing he brought back, and it's all part of composition. When you remember, there was a time when you take a picture and then they will now pick your picture and then put it as the background. Yeah, it was something that was happening then, but then I don't know, Desha. I think you are the first person to also see. I also see you doing it now. It's also what composition is. I don't know what story he's trying to tell. Maybe you tell us what are you trying to depict with what story? Magani is tried by error. So that's all composition. And you can also take a picture on a plain background and then take it to Photoshop and change the background. Now that we have AI, people incorporating AI to their images, where you get to generate different kind of backgrounds to either a heavenly like with the whole pillars and all in your background. That is also composition. So just composition is basically what is in your image, what you let to be in your image, either by accident or intentionally, or the story you have to tell. Like for example, now you can't go and do an Arewa themed photo shoot with a lady wearing the Arewa attire or maybe a Fulani attire. Then you go and carry an Igbo themed background, place right there. That's not a good composition. You need to look for elements that tells the Arewa story. Okay, that this is an Arewa-inspired photo shoot. You can't go and pick an Arewa lady and then give her cowries. It can't be, of course, even though the Fulanis wear cows, they are known for, but then cowries is a different thing entirely. So I'll just go ahead and introduce our model. Where is she? Is she ready? Who get this one? Eh? I they plan to. Hope somebody they hear me. And the green color too. They're very clever. I know see that green. How far?
They don't get eyes now.
Our model. Welcome. So I want you guys to have like a real-time result. So I'll basically I won't be using the softbox. I'll use this guy. So I'll need all the lights here to be turned off. And no. I'll be using that. Yeah, that means also the one I'm going to I mean, one lights. The corner. This is more work. Ko dan hada shi wani wuri ne. Yana cikin ha. So ba extension ne that can have it from there. And I think one also important thing you should note is that composition goes just beyond what is in your picture.
Sorry, Oga. Yeah. We need to exercise some silence because although some might want to chat, but some want to listen. So let's just utilize the little opportunity we have. Let's pay attention and listen to him properly, please.
So it goes just beyond what is in your picture. It also covers what you post on your page, right? So just like the branding, you are known for this style of shoot. If you are someone that posts, okay, you deal with weddings, if you also do portraits and you measure in weddings, you should have like, maybe, let's say you should have like 20 posts that has to do with just weddings, then maybe just 3 portraits. The next post should be weddings, and maybe just 3 portraits. And then if you are an Arewa photographer, meaning you basically post most of a Arewa kind of shoot, it means covered and everything, stay away from posting exposed bodies. Because you cannot have Arewa then have exposed bodies. There are people that will come to your page and be like, okay, muna so mi aiki da wannan. But then say I want a picture that page then. People will not want to have their picture side by side that picture. So they will tend to look for someone else. So if you are doing fine arts, you should have plenty fine arts. There may be just few weddings or few any other picture. So that's also composition and branding. Is that the closest it can go? Guys, extension chang.
Extension.
Let it all be. I like sound near the one. One light.
So for what I want to do now, it will be less of the background and more about her. And of course, her legs are not showing, so the light will spill, but not all the way down. It should just be centered around from her head to her chest area, that's head and shoulders. So can you please stand down back at that? Check background now. No, okay, it's okay. When I light the exact house now. And I will not be needing this. I'll need the light to be a bit harsher. Look back at that. Can I change the temperature? How far temperature of this light? The temperature of this light. And the power too. Can I have it a bit warmer? The lights should be warm. Yes. Yeah, not too warm, just a bit warm. So kuma ka rage power na wancan. Ka rage shi. Rage shi. Down. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Okay. Then juya ta haka. Turn this way a bit. Okay. So, like I said, it's more about our subject and less of the background, right? So we can get our lighting where we have her this way, and then her shadow being on the backdrop. It's also another creative way. We can either have it this way where the backdrop is not showing at all. That's around this way. So I want to maintain just head and shoulders. Okay. All right. So gani? Ki rufe idanki? Yawa. Let me see. Okay, I think the background is a bit too dark for me. So what I will do is I will just turn this a bit here. Oh. All right, look here. Okay, heads up on the light. Close your eyes. So,
come on, the HDMI port.
Yeah?
HDMI port.
A micro HDMI, ba?
Micro name?
Yeah. Just like most cameras. Are picking ba? But since I'm using video lights, that's why I tend to see the results of when we get. So basically, this is my result. I don't know if you can see it from there. Yeah. So let me go ahead and show you the full shot.
Sir, can you tell us what's your camera settings?
Okay, so for my camera settings, I shoot at 1.8. I shot at 1.8. Yes. Aperture 1.8. My shutter speed is 100 and my ISO is 100. 85. Yes. 85. And of course, you know what happens when you use a longer focal length lens? Oh? Is any of you confused about why you use different focal length lenses? Let's say, why choose 35 over 50? Why choose 50 over 85? Why choose 85 over 105? Why choose 105 over 200? Do you know the effects of the focal length on your pictures when you're snapping a person? Okay, when you take a headshot, let's say head and shoulders with 35 mm, and then when you take the same headshot, head and shoulders with 100 mm, what will be the difference? You say? I don't get you. Distortion, yes. And one perfect example to understand about distortion is if I should take a headshot, head and shoulders, with 35 mm, once I come close to this guy, I will not be seeing his ears. But once you go back and take a picture, you will see his full ears showing, right? And then at the same time, there are people who barely take a selfie because they say they look ugly in selfies. But when they take with back camera, they look better. Why? Because all front cameras are wide angle. So it tends to widen your face. So not everyone tends to like himself when they take a selfie. So when they say, okay, no, just use the back camera because it has a more longer focal length than the front camera. And then this is also composition, adding a chair. And you can say, okay, I don't want the chair to show, or I can use this chair to tell a different story, or we can bring down one of those mats and then add it to the background, which we all know that this is mostly an Arewa kind of mat, yeah? And also, that's basically composition, except you have questions because we are trying to beat time. Because people will be shooting, and then we'll also be editing, and then we need to be at Murtala Square by 2. Yes. So, do you have any question on composition or anything in general about what I just said now?
If you have a question, just raise up your hand and the mic will be passed on to you. Nobody with a question about composition?
Or maybe,
see, as they keep quiet. Most of them don't know about composition.
A particular kind of pictures you have seen that you have been meaning to, okay, I want to be taking this kind of pictures, but I don't know how it's been done. You can show me now, then I'll tell you how it's been done. I don't care where the pictures, just tell me, just show me. I'll tell you how it's been done.
No questions about composition?
Okay, so the two continuous lights you're using.
Yes.
Is that why we don't have her shadow behind her when you take the picture?
No. The reason why we don't have our shadows behind her is because I didn't position the light in a way whereby it will cast the shadow behind her. See where the shadow is casting? That's where the shadow is casting. So if I want the shadow to show, I just need to move my light this way. You see?
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So I deliberately don't want to use the shadow. That's why I showed you the other time. I say, if you want the shadow to show, you have to move the light this way. If you don't want it to show, you bring it all the way here. In fact, if you don't want the light to even cast on the background, you have to feather it.
Okay.
Now you see the light is not even showing on. It's showing there, but then that's not where we're capturing.
All right.
We're basically capturing here.
So what if the softbox, the flash is used? Is it going to cast a shadow?
Not necessarily, and even if it casts a shadow, it's going to be very soft.
Okay.
Yes, and then coupled with the fact that these walls are white.
Yeah.
If you have like a V flat or a black wall, or there's even no wall at all, then all the light will just spread away. So it means you have more darkness around here.
Darkness, yeah.
And then if you don't want to have, that is when you now bring your light, like that particular softbox. Instead of having it here, right, you have it all the way here, meaning as it's flashing, it's also spilling there.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
So it means the shadow will not even cast there, it will be there, it won't be on your composition. Yes.
Can I just ask, bringing the subject away from the background, can take away the shadow too, right?
Of course.
Okay.
It can still, depending on also your lighting. If you bring the subject away from the background all the way here, and then your light is here, it will still cast a shadow. But then once you bring it here, you have the light also spilling on the background. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else with a question about composition? So we'll just consider that there are no questions and move on, yeah?
Mm-hmm. So, babes, just do the photo shoot so that Gofi go with the editing. Yeah?
So considering everybody understands composition, Ogabib is going to snap the model with his own camera because he's going to be the one to teach us about editing.
And then, and also pay attention to his kind of composition, how he shoots his images. Yes.
You know, composition, it can be unique based on the photographer. Everybody has his own unique perception of composition. Actually, composition is something that you can even do with your own eyes, apart from cameras. When you have photographic instinct in you, you can actually see composition. You can see pictures before you snap them. when you go into an environment which there is good composition, you can see it with your eyes before you even pick up your camera and snap it. So pay close attention as Ogabib is going to show us his own unique composition.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Habib, known as Bib Photography. Before we start, I would want us to take note of one thing. There's a high chance you're interested in what aperture I'm using to shoot, what ISO. These are very honest advice here. That's the least you should be worried about. Reason being that if I give you this camera and I arrange the same thing, you take pictures. You know how to set your ISO, you know all of that. Yes, there's a conversation of gears. I'm not going, you can ask that one because I mean, gear does not matter, but. So I use Canon R and a 50mm. And this is very recent. Most of what I've been using to shoot for the past previous years has been DSLR 6D. So as much as gears matters, at the same time, I'm just trying to prove a point that what I've been using for the past 4 years, or 3 years rather, is not this camera. I just make small money by this one. You get? Hi, sorry, what's your name? Amira, okay. So, how do I shoot? I was not supposed to shoot today, so this is the same thing that I think anybody would do. First time, I didn't know I was going to be shooting. So basically, if this was my client, I'm literally going to handle it the same way I would in the studio. Amira, I'm going to stress you a little bit. So how many people shoot with continuous light here? Not much. Strobe light, everybody. Who uses speed light to shoot?
You guys are not paying attention. If you don't use video light, you definitely use strobe lights.
Who uses speed
unless
light
you are
to
dark
shoot?
shade.
Quick one. I need a volunteer. I need an assistant here. Anybody? Please, I beg. Let me fix this like proper. Sorry, one house. We don't have time, so we'll keep it very fast. What I'm asking, what light do you use, what you've been using to shoot is, I use a 600 presently. I'm sure a lot of us here use speed light to shoot in your box now. That's how I started, that's how a lot of us started. So point is, you can shoot with your speed light and achieve good results. It might not be the exact same thing, but trust me, you get good results. This is a conversation of gears, but let's not go into that part. How many lights do you, I use 2 lights mainly to shoot. Now 3, but for the longest time it has been 2 lights. My main lights and my back lights. Anybody uses 2 lights? 3? Anybody uses 3? 3 lights? It's a 2.5. Okay. Let me check what channel that light is on. The channel. Yeah. Brother, what's your name? Ahmed.
Sorry? Sir?
Do you guys have a cone?
Yeah, we do.
Let me put it under the 600. 15.
15?
Yeah, let me put it on 15. So while we fix this, if you want to shoot someone on white, I'm sure everybody has different ways what they want to do, background and all of that thing. Maybe you guys notice why we're trying to set up, I picked this background. Why do I pick it? Because I like it, nothing more. But maybe situations whereby you don't have this exact background to shoot with. The good part is white is a good thing to shoot someone on white. Because even if your picture is not too fine, the white go. Boss was talking about composition here. And one thing I want you guys to take note of is sometimes, how you compose your image takes attention away from your subject. There are photographers you see today that once you see the picture, you don't really care if the person's skin work is done or if they retouch it. The image looks fine. Where you did take it, composition, angles, and all of that. Bonus, it's just one of those things that will help you when you're shooting. Sometimes it's not necessarily your subject, but how you compose. Okay, sorry, I need this light off. Yeah. Cone, this guy, the cone on it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Expensive, this one. No, come on, let me move all. No, off it. I'm not using continuous light. Just let me put a cone on this guy. You will assist me. I need one or two to that. Please, reflector. I need a reflector. Any size. How you did turn your. Yeah, just let me off this guy. Let me off this, let me remove this. Just let me remove the light entirely. I don't need these guys. One, two, three. Props. Yeah, but if they get. Okay. So. Let me diffuse this guy. All right, guys. For the past, I think 3 years, I've been using a bigger box to shoot my portraits. So if I had known, I would have come with my box. But I will use this to shoot. Point is, I can also use this to shoot, but I like a bigger box. I like my light spreading out a little bit more. I'm sure you all know the difference between this guy and an octal. Sizes matter like with this thing, so you guys are familiar with that. Yes, sir. This is usually my key light, like 99.9% of the time. This is the main light I use. Then I just do backlight, and what I ask for a reflector is, in my studio, it's just this guy, reflector and backlight. That's about it. Amira, please, let me have you stand up. Sorry, do you notice how I said please now? Some of you clients, you'll be shooting clients and you just be like, madam, stand up. I pity your business. So, I'm pretending like I know what I'm doing, you know. I don't really have an idea, you get. Amira, please come forward a bit. Sir? Nah. Just let me remove this extension for now. The props, no props. Let me remove the extension. Amira, do you have a beauty side? If you are taking selfies, where do you use? Where do you use? This side or this side? This side. Please let me switch the lights. Sorry. These things might sound a bit trivial. They are little key details, but it's something I've learned from experience. So of recent, I asked my clients, do you have a beauty side? You women will understand. If they're taking selfies, ask them. There's usually one side they like using. I've taken pictures and the client told me, I don't like the way, the side I was facing the camera because that's not her beauty side according to her. So point is, yes, sometimes it doesn't really matter, but if you can, it saves you a lot of stress and it makes your pictures better. If you notice, I switched because I asked her, where does she prefer? So about that, sorry, let me switch that guy too, that backlight too. I'm a big lover of 85mm, but I don't use my 85 anymore. I use 50 now because of composition. If I'm using 85, you know I have to be behind all the way there. Okay, let's keep it fast, let's keep it simple. Okay. All right, so first off, I would go for full body shot, then we'll do closer portrait. Just 2 or 3 pictures, and I'll keep it very simple. And please, can you go back on the backdrop a little bit? Yes, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Can you turn your body this way? A little bit, not much. Yes, good. Now you see your left leg, yeah? Push it this way. No. Left leg, this one. Yes, but push here out. Now take it back a little bit. Yeah. Take it back. Can I move it? Just move it back. Sorry. Move it back. Yes, good. Now turn your body back towards me a bit. Towards me a little bit. No, towards me. Poses, all of these things, just please try and pick as much as you can while I'm shooting. Come closer, very close, don't worry. I'll tell you when to stop. So go closer. Stop. Now heads down a little bit. Turn the reflector for me towards her. Okay. America, your hands, yeah? Put it like this. Yes. Now, turn your head towards the light. Stay that way. Don't move. Hold on. Close your eyes. Turn your head back towards me a little bit. Yes, good. Smile. That smile is fake. You're still looking fake. Bigger smile is good. Yeah. So you guys saw what that was, yeah? The main lights, the back lights, positioning and everything. Point is, I've gotten what I needed for our full body shots. We don't have much time. We'll just do portrait now, and I'll show you the same light setup I use for my portrait. When I say portrait, I mean closer. Who don't know portrait here?
You better exit from the industry.
Just help me put it this way. Ah. Sorry. That might let me bring it over. Yes. Sorry, one thing you should always take notes, yeah? I'll take a picture now and I'll turn off that guy. That's the backlight, and you just see the difference. For a very long time, I was not shooting with this also until I learned. You get me? So, if you can afford it, shoot two lights at the very least. If you can't, even if it's like, it makes your image different. You will see when you start shooting.
Sound check, 1, 2.
Sorry, how many of you know like Frederick? Check ChatGPT, you'll be fine. But you should learn it actually. Fedrin. If they say you feather the lights, photography, times, and all of that, but learn it, it actually helps. Okay, I do not like that picture that I just took. Amira, please turn your head back a little bit, not too much. Hold on. Hold. Your legs, please switch it. Yeah, that works. Just hold on. All right. Okay.
For those curious to see the pictures that he's taking, yes. After our short break, we are going to have it on a big screen so that you can all see the pictures as he's editing.
Hold on. Sorry, let's do this. I still don't like how he's looking, so let me go very close. Yes, sir. Sorry, what's your name? I didn't even ask. I've been stressing you. Come forward a little bit. What's your name? Lisa. No, Amira, your hands, yeah? Same way, or hands towards here? Yes, just keep it like, place this one on your tummy. Turn a little bit to the side, yes. All right, hold on. Heads down a little bit. Good. 1, 2, eyes closed. And hold on. Now look me straight. Let me come very close with the camera, brother. Bring this very, very close, very close. Closer. Don't worry. Yeah. All right. Just look into the camera straight. Good. Hold on. Look back here. Eyes closed. Head down a little bit. Bring your head down a bit. Too much. Up, back. 1, 2. Open your eyes back. Now drop your hands. Just stand straight. Place your hands like this. But let me go back a little bit. Let your legs be straight entirely. Turn towards the light. No, turn your body. Yes. Just hold on. Okay. Remember, let your legs be straight. Okay. 1, 2. Eyes closed again. Now, only your head should turn towards me. Don't turn your body, just your head. Yes. 1, 2, 3. And we just stay that way. Don't move. Brother, let me go close, very, very close. Good. Place this hand on your necklace now, right hand.
Please notice how he's
Right hand on the
effectively
necklace.
communicating with the client. So
Alright.
you see,
1, 2.
there are many elements that he's exercising to communicate effectively with his client. He's speaking softly. He's giving direct commands, not confusing commands, you know, like close your eyes and look at me. That's confusing. Some of you guys, when you are shooting, sometimes you get too confused. So he is soft with his command. He's soft with his voice.
Sorry, please stand back. Please stand up, sorry.
Please, your attention should be here. As you guys can vividly observe, as Ogabib is shooting, he is not facing his light directly at the subject. Why isn't he doing that? Okay.
The technique is called feathering. It reduces the intensity of the light on the subject to prevent a highlight burn.
Good.
So let's say this is our softbox.
Here's your chair.
I will divide it into like 5 groups. Okay, people.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm getting into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you guys can see, number 1 is the strongest point of the softbox. The light is at the hashes at number 1, and the light is at the weakest and softest at number 5. So if he directs the softbox at the subject is going to be hit by number 1, which is hash. What happens when you shoot with hash lights? You don't get overexposed. You get hash highlights and hash shadows. That's what happens when you shoot direct. Yeah. So he chose to use 5 and 4, but he is using 1 in a way.
Keep your look there.
He is reflecting 1 on the reflector, and by the time the reflector, the 1 is reflected back, it comes back as strong as like 5 or 4. So therefore, you get a proper balance. With 1 light, 1 reflector, you can shoot like you have two lights. Perfect. If you can balance it properly. Let me draw it again in a way. Let's say this is the subject. This is the top view, by the way. And this is the light. This is the reflector. As you can see, the hashes of the light is number 1, we said, right? So number 1 is hitting here and coming back at the subject. Yeah? And number 4 and 5 is hitting the subject directly. So it's a game of balance. If you balance it properly, one would not even know that it's a reflector on the other side because it's well balanced. This is the top view of it. Let's talk about positioning of reflector. Some people just put the reflector there like AI powered reflector to position itself. No. You have to actually tilt it in a way that is going to bounce back the light. Some of you guys here are science students. You know the rule of angle of reflection.
Your head back. I'm almost done.
I'm a Doja student, so. Yeah, so if you put your reflector straight like this, what happens? The lights are just fighting each other. They're not doing you any favor. They're just hitting each other. But when you tilt it properly, number 1 hits back at the subject and you get very good balance, which is exactly what I see Okabe doing. By all means, try to avoid hitting your subject with number 1. Because number 1 gives you hashes of light. Sorry, Okabe.
I'm done. No question. So I'm done because we don't have time. When we're editing, I'll just explain any questions you have. But so far, so good. Any questions? I've gotten what I need for you to edit. Yes, sir.
So what do you do when you don't have
reflector?
A big reflector like this?
It doesn't have. The one I use is not this big. I use the average. In fact, as long as you have a reflector, point is understand how the reflector works, how to bounce it back. So even if it's small, which means you can't do full body size. Yes. You get. So even if it's smaller, depending on what you're shooting. Like for her now, the main thing I need to reflect back, is the upper body. Lower body doesn't really matter. So if it's smaller one, take it up close to her face. Okay. Like that circle close to her face. Yeah. You get. Okay. And if you don't have reflector, you'll be fine. Yeah.
The settings Are you going to tell us about the settings?
You see it when I'm shooting. I'll explain it.
Oh, yeah.
Going to open the metadata. You all know what metadata is, yeah?
You know what metadata is? For every image you take here, it keeps all the details. Camera, light, power, everything. So it's in there. If you have a raw file, go and check the metadata. What the person shot, everything is there. So even if I send these pictures to you as raw file, you can see my settings, my light power, everything.
Okay, so we are supposed to go for a break right now because already is the prayer time. We need to go and pray. We need to refresh our brains. So if you have a question, please just make it as quick as possible so that we can start our break.
Anybody?
Please, my question is, can we get the raw pictures in the group?
How much do you pay? Yeah, you can, definitely.
All right, thank you.
We'll actually share for all, even including Oga Assassins.
We are going to provide the raw images available for you guys to pick. Even the everything possible that we know it will be beneficial for you guys to have, we'll make provision to that so that you guys can download it, no problem.
Absolutely no questions. Thank God.
Our break is going to start, so I can assume that please, silence, please. Our break is over. Sorry. The session is over. We are going to start our break. Are we safe to assume that there are no questions? All right. No, Allah, we can start our break.
Bib, just in case, when you want,
yes, sir.
if a client reaches out to you
Yeah.
for a shoot, do you ask them if they have an idea of what they want to do, or is it specifically how you shoot? That is how you operate when you shoot with them.
Okay. So presently, I'm using the word presently because there are things I do now I do not do last year. There are things I've learned from this. So please, this might seem out of the box, but I want a round of applause for Assassin. Quick one. A few years back, Khalifa mentioned something. You learn here, you learn there, you create your stuff. I've learned from him. He's someone I respect a lot. In fact, I keep saying it up to now that if I wanted to learn photography today in Kaduna, this is the person I'll learn from. He's someone that I've admired his work over time, and it got to a point that I feel there is something this man is doing that I'm not doing. I went to him and I learned. Point is, go and seek knowledge. Even when I got there and I learned, I realized, oh, there are things I do not know. Point is, it helped me up to today to shape how I edit, how you shot. When I go there, right, if I know online, but point is, if you see someone in the industry, even if not your friend, if you feel there's something you can learn from him, go and learn. It doesn't kill you. It makes you make more money. And if you choose not to, you'll be fine. Sorry, sir, to your question. If a client reaches out to me and they want to do whatever kind of shoot it is, preferably, I ask them, what do you have in mind? Because we've seen situations whereby they come, I create what I like, and clients will go back, I like the pictures, but I don't want but. So you send me what you like. Presently, if you're booking, there is a whole write-up we send to you, so we know what kind of pictures you like. Have you seen something on our page that you like? What outfit are you wearing? What color is the outfit? What background would you prefer? Most part, I don't have the background. But when I have an idea what is in your head, I can create. Because you end up doing what you like. It's just like you are sending pictures to clients. There are pictures you like, and then your clients will not pick it. So it just goes to show you people think differently. For me, I would prefer to know what you want, then I'll work on it. But for some clients, they'll just be like, we trust you. And if you trust me, you'll be fine. So yeah, I hope that answers this. Thank you.
So we are going to start our break right now, and we are going to resume at 1:30. So take your time, pray, refresh. Sorry, if you are not giving drinks, blame Oga Abuze where he is. Where is he? All right. So take your time and refresh, and we'll be back by 1:30. Please, backseat order. Okay, as they are preparing the resources for us, since we have resumed from our break, let me quickly take you guys through AI. I have been talking a lot about AI. You will think I'm Mark Zuckerberg, but AI, there is so much we are missing out, and there is so much we should be knowing about AI. AI is so important to an extent that some countries are making it part of their academic curriculum.
But the audio will
But
be
a country like Nigeria,
Okay,
most
compared
of
to this
our
one.
population are not even familiar with AI.
But this one will
Please
at least try
order,
to
please
isolate
order.
What's the shortcut for screen recording again?
We are going to start picking people and
So before you start,
taking them
you have
outside
option
to maintain
select
order,
the
please.
audio.
Yes. I don't forget the shortcut.
Do I have your attention?
Check Google.
Let me just, okay, found it.
Do I have
Go
your
to
attention?
options.
Okay. So, who can tell me, based on the statistics,
See how.
what is the future of photography?
To record, well? So when I start, I'll
yes.
just...
Don't tell me AI and just keep quiet. We all know it has
that
something
light.
to do with AI. Who can tell me what is the future of photography?
Up light so that I can see the screen.
So then,
Nobody? Nobody can just give me a guess, future of photography. Future of photography in general. Because, you know, FU, yes, future ahead. Yawa. I'm not speaking Yoruba now. Abi? Who can tell me? Okay. As some of you already know, photography started with film cameras, and then it went to digital cameras, and then DSLR, and then now mirrorless. What's the future of photography? I just need predictions. You don't have to be accurate. No one, there is no Babalao here.
Okay, so photography didn't just start from from manual or analog cameras.
Yes.
I think it started from painting. So when photography came, the painters were saying, that's portrait painters, they were like, they were actually very angry that this is going to take their jobs. Because initially you can just go meet a paint artist and then you post either with your family and then they paint you. And then when it came, they said they're going to take their jobs. So we still have paint artists till date, right? So when film came, and then the paint artists were stretching out, and then later on digital came, and it was easier. And then now people using analog were saying, what is this one again? Do you have to start changing or whatever? They feel threatened. And then now we have people incorporating AI. And in fact, we even have people, you can even take your picture, just a face shot with your phone, and then put it on AI, and then you have like a full portrait. And now photographers feel threatened. But like I said, you have to evolve. Evolution, it means you have to incorporate AI in your images. I don't know how you're going to do it, but evolve, and then evolve in such a way that do it better than them that want to use their phone to do it. Do it in such a way that even when they do it, they will feel like theirs is trash. They still need you. So that's where stories are important. Don't just post any picture. Start marketing yourself, you the person. So when people come to meet you, they feel no, they are not just getting a picture. They are getting something valuable. Like they feel yours is better. In fact, see, there are times where I have lost a job, not because I am not good enough, but because I don't even charge enough. Because they want this whole part of okay, so people know this is what he's charging. And then there is this passive value, okay, we cannot work with you because people know what you charge. So people don't just come to you because of your pictures, no, they come to you because of this perceived value, because of even how you charge. And also, I think I'm just the same thing over and over.
Okay. So, August has said it exactly as I wanted to say it. Please give him a round of applause. So, this our industry is actually evolving very fast. And those who are left behind, they are taken out of the market. So you have to try your best to catch up. AI now is taking over a lot of industries. Some people just sit back and complain or nag, AI is taking over our job. Some are integrating it into their job. We're heading into a world with hyper intelligence. So if you remain average, it's no more average. You remain below average. I don't know if you understand. Simple primary school assignments now, kids are using AI and confusing the teachers. Because the teachers cannot come up with something that they're coming up with.
Yep.
So if you can understand the way in which this generation is evolving, we're heading towards a hyper-intelligence time whereby you have to evolve or remain not relevant. Very soon, photography is going to be about how strong your grammar is. I don't know if you understand me.
Yep.
It's very soon going to be about how much you can express yourself to some site or some AI tools.
Yeah.
As long as you can tell it what you want, it will create it for you. This is why you have to. It's not an option. As long as you want to stay relevant, you have to integrate AI into your work. There is a picture I asked AI to create for me. I put my picture, I told it exactly the things I wanted to create. It created exact version of me in different looking. And I was shocked. This is our state today. Considering the rate in which AI is improving, what state are we going to be in the next 5 years? You understand? When did AI revolution started? I will just give it 5 years back. Abi? 5 years back, AI was not as widely known or widely used as it is today. Is it? But look at the extent in which it has reached today. What extent is going to reach in the next 5 years? So the sooner you integrate it into your work, the better. These days in Photoshop, there are generative AI that can literally generate anything you want them to generate for you. And it will look exactly like it was taken. Very soon, you will just take pre-wedding pictures of your client, ask AI, create a wedding environment for me, create the groom doing this, the bride doing that. It will do everything for you. So it's not an option. The fact that developed countries are making it a necessary part of their curriculum shows us that they have seen something that probably we have not seen. And we have to use the opportunity and see through their own eyes. It's a risk-free decision. We have to integrate AI into our daily work. I think I will pass it on to my Oga Bib.
You have to use it too.
Okay.
It's going to be like jazz, you know, those days we really just do. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, just to cap what he said about AI, it's a conversation that will almost never end, but understand how it works. And I'm not going to bore you with the picture part, the business part. Even if na response you won't give clients, tell AI to generate it for you. It's that simple. Business models that will work for you, advert strategy, what will make you stand out. I'm saying because it's something I do. Sometimes I'm thinking business-wise and it's not working. I'll go enter ChatGPT, think of what to put there that like present my question and pick whatever answer I want to pick from it and it will work. So last, if you do not follow it right now that is moving with people bar, they will be here, you'll be here. Anything you want to do with that information is your editing. Again, we don't have time. I'll keep it very brief and simple. Everybody knows Capture One, Lightroom, Photoshop. Who uses Lightroom for their portrait here? Anybody? Okay. Capture One. Camera Raw. You people are saying, hey, there's a reason I asked for Camera Raw. If you look at all of us, nobody today will start photography. You know what exposure and highlight is. You get me? But look at the three apps. Camera Roll, Capture One, Lightroom. It's almost the same thing. Anything you can do here, for most parts, you can do your basic exposure correction there. So what I'm asking is, just because I use Capture One, doesn't mean you must use Capture One. You can get the same results with Lightroom. But there is a reason I prefer using Capture One for my posts. So basically, for my own editing flow, I use Capture One and Photoshop. That's about it. That's for my portrait. I use Lightroom for events and weddings and whatever. But my portrait, I'm going to use Capture One and then to Photoshop. Please, can we turn off this lights? So some people, for those that use Capture One, you would see how, you would see how to, how does this work? What's the shortcut again? No? Okay.
By the way, we are going to screen record the whole process so that we can share it with each one of you if you want to go through it in details alone. This is technically a very expensive masterclass you guys are getting at a free cost. For those who have, clap now, your hands there. For those who have been to other masterclasses before, they know that you spend a lot of money and you don't get much. But this you are getting from collection of minds and collection of individuals. So please do not miss or waste this opportunity. Pay attention and learn something
Sorry,
today.
who knows how to screen record on Mac here? I don't the pressure, can you get them?
I can't pick it here.
Command Shift 5 key.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry guys, more than no vex, eh? A lot of people senior me here, but I need attention.
Attention.
More than no vex.
So I'm screen recording. How I work in Capture One usually is I open a session for every shoot I do. From what you can see, I have, from here you see location, 2025 August. What should we name this? Photography Day? Someone should spell world though, I don't go school.
World. Yeah, photography.
So I have a new session. I go into import.
I know some people copy pictures from their memory card to system. On Capture One, I don't have to. Once I import, it's that folder I created, yeah? It creates that same folder on my system and then automatically pour the pictures inside
the folder. So it's already showing my memory card, but I don't have time to wait. So I'm just going to do it manually, scroll down to the end. Is it this card I used? Oops. 1, 2, 3, let's go down. Yeah. Review for imports. So I'm going to wait for it to load up and then I would import them all.
How many people shoot JPEG or RAW?
If you
If
shoot
you shoot JPEG, let me see your hand, please.
If you shoot JPEG, get out. Nobody.
That was all right. So, guys, let's keep it fast. One house. Sorry, please, while it's importing, I could just probably talk about a few things. Everybody uses Photoshop, so you know how to clean all of this. Everybody knows how to clean all of this, yeah? I'm going to do it, but I just want us to work very fast. So basically in this image, looking at the background, you could tell how my backlight was coming and then my main light. This is how I shoot. I'll clean all of this and there's almost nothing for me to do on backdrop for this image. Aside to clean this part up, I'll color grade and that's about it. So while it's still importing, I'm just going to scroll through real fast while it's importing and you guys can see. Again, color correction will not be perfect based on the screen difference, but just take note of the lights and whatever you can pick of it basically. And then it might be too far for you to see, but my camera settings are here. F2, 1/60th of a second, ISO 160. So, 1/60th of a second, 1/160. Yes. Okay. Before it finishes.
I can use any of this.
All right, all right, all right. Attention, please, attention. Silence, silence. The other time I was explaining the issue of lighting your subject properly. Please, those who are standing should sit and let's maintain silence. As you can see, he's using one light for this particular picture, but he still has light here. How? If he had only used the middle here is going to be so dark that it's not going to look like a light has touched it. So what he did is he spread the light and some of the light went back through the reflector. So as you can see, his subject is properly lit. Here, there is no harsh shadows, there is no harsh highlights. As you guys can see, it's properly lit, and you can see the background also is properly lit. No harsh highlights, no harsh shadows. Most of you guys have issues with harsh highlights and harsh shadows.
Yep.
So please note this problem so that you can fix it on your own photography. Thank you.
Speaking of light and shadows, some people like their pictures very bright, like they don't want to see, even here like this, they want to block off shadows. I'm going to advise you, personal advice, yeah? Embrace light and embrace shadows. There are some shadows you feel, oh, it's too serious, like it. Start understanding how to work with shadows. Because there might be a day you're going to shoot and then you're not with a reflector, you're not with a backlight, you're forced to shoot one light, and there is no way you have shadows. So I'll keep it fast. You know how to select on Capture One, how to pick your images very fast. You know how to do that. Okay. So just follow my screen. I'm going to pick very fast here. So quick one, guys. This image and these two images, can you see differences real fast? Who gets the difference, the main difference in the two images? Anybody? Why is it darker? Why is it lighter? Backlights. My lights. So for this one, you could see it here. That my 8600, the backlight. For this one, I turned it off, so it's just light and reflector. Now, it doesn't mean this image is bad, but most times, yeah, this will give you a better image. That's why I'm like, if you can't, shoot too light. So you can have this separation rather. So it separates the back of your subject, the side of the face from the backdrop and everything. But if you can't, I mean, this picture is still fine now, unless one like. But the best way possible is work with this. If you master this and there is a situation whereby you don't have two lights, you'll be fine. You get me? I will clean pimples.
For those of you that were asking of the settings, you can see the settings down. ISO 160, shutter speed 1/68, 1/168 of a second, f2, 50 mm. You can all see it, yeah? He did not use high-speed sync. Abi, okay?
I did not high-speed sync.
It's not high-speed sync.
I didn't put a high-speed sync in the studio here. Do you know what high-speed sync is? Okay. Once your camera is above, once your shutter speed is above 200 or 250, anything 250 above is high-speed syncing.
200, 250.
Depending on the camera, 200, 250, you're high-speed syncing. Now, for some cameras, it's 200, right? Some is 250. But point is, if you're shooting inside the studio, yeah, this is an advice, so no be by force, so now advice. If you can, do not high-speed sync. This time last year, I was high-speed syncing inside the studio. I went for a workshop and I realized there is no point. So like I said, it's an advice, but if it's working for you, bismillah. If it's not working, you don't really need to high-speed sync. Because this image now, my light was on 128 on my, what's it called, 8600, which means I'm shooting at a very low power. But if I was going to high-speed sync on maybe 1000, there is no way I won't shoot maybe 16 or 8, 1/8 or whatever. So coming back here real fast, one house, please.
Silence, please, yeah, Jamal. We are not toddlers here now, please. Because if we talk, we take away the opportunity from other people. We don't benefit ourselves and we take it away from others. So let's just maintain our silence. We are just less than 30 minutes left, we will be done.
So I've narrowed down a selection real fast to 5 possible images. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you also see differences in the 5?
Yes.
So we'll take a quick vote on picking 2. In fact, to make it easier, we'll do 3, 1 full image and then 2 portraits. So for the full images, I think I just have 2, so you guys should pick one. Right or left? Right it is. 3, then for the portraits, I need 2. Pick the first one. Are you going with the crowd? This one. Sorry, do you agree on this one? We have this one. So inside this tunko. Right.
Wait. Hold on.
Sorry, one house.
Hold on, we are Nigerians. Those with the right say yeah. Those with the right say yeah.
Those with the right say.
Those with the left say no. Nay.
That's right.
Yeah, all right, sir.
Because the pictures, the first one is overexposed, so we want to know how.
Okay. As much as yes, he's a bit right, but on my remember there is screen difference. It's not really overexposed. But why I would also pick this one is note here. This is 2 light setup. This is 1 light setup. That's the only reason I'll let us go with that. You get. But if it's for this, I'll quickly just drop the exposure so you see.
By the way, note that this is a TV, not a editing digital screen. So the colors might not be really accurate, so you have to be patient. And I think one of the reasons Oga asked that, do you shoot RAW or JPEG? This is not overexposure if you shoot RAW. You can easily get it back to normal exposure. So it's literally the same thing, as long as you shoot RAW.
AF. All right, so we have 3 images. Personally, I'll be very honest with you. This is what I do if I'm editing. I go to the image I like the most. No matter how many pictures I pick, I go through them. The one I really like the most, that's where I start my edit from. It's a personal thing. It might be different for you. For this one, I will start with the middle one. Now, all the English you're seeing here, for those that are just, all the numbers you're seeing here, for those that are just using Capture One, there's nothing too different about it from Lightroom. Adjuster, exposure, highlight, shadows, and the only advantage I think Capture One might have a little bit is colors. But again, it is subject to your own preference. So, let me pretend like I know what I'm doing. Again, I'm about to start. I'm not going to do much. Reason being that even when I'm shooting on a normal base, I try as much as possible not to do too many work in post-production. 90% of what I want in this image, I have it already. The only thing I'm fixing here from what I can see is maybe trying to balance the fish shadows. For colors, there is really nothing to play with. It is white, her outfit, and her skin tone. Now, for this backdrop and her skin tone, no matter where you want to touch it, you do the same thing. Unless you want to start separating subjects from... And I'm not going to do that because not everybody has this Capture One. So there is no point. So, you can see my temperature, white balance, 5,400. Who shoot less than 5,000? Anybody? Okay. Above 5,000, anybody? Okay. So, for me, presently, I like warm images. That's why I'm shooting around 5,400. Before, it used to be 4,800 roughly. But point is, for sometimes you can change it you can change it here. You could drop it down or increase it if you feel it's too warm or if you feel it's too cold. So I'm not going to touch that. This is usually, like I said, is what I do. No matter how the image is, I always add contrast to it. Again, personal choice. You can take your own and not add contrast. It's fine. For here, I don't need to touch brightness. My saturation, I don't have to. Highlights, maybe drop it a little bit. And I'm dropping it because even with the fact that the screen is different, this is not my normal colors I'm seeing on my screen. So I'm trying to adapt to what I'm seeing. The fact that I'm mirroring it. Can you see the difference? Sorry, quick one. It might sound funny. This is how I learn how to edit. I swear to God, this is how I learn how to edit. Once I see something new, I play around with it. Anytime I feel comfortable with it, that's why I stick. So I'll drop this a little bit. Some people like doing this with shadows. Me, I do not like it. People really like pushing shadows up. I really am not a big fan of it. So even if I do, you don't pass maybe less than 5 at most. Then white stays the same. I'll push out blacks also a little bit. Who knows how to use levels? If you don't learn it, it really helps also, but it's not a must. Again, this is how you learn. You can see what I'm dragging. Sorry, quick cut here. For you to help your editing pattern, we don't have time. I see photography editing as like cooking, basically. If you want, not everybody want parboil rice now. Want cook rice, go parboil them. Not everybody go put salt for the beginning. So most things are what you want, what you like. At the end of the day, that's what will separate your edit from the next person. But the main thing is get the basics. Once you get the basics, if you like, add exposure for the end. It's totally fine. So because I'm doing it in a step doesn't mean you should come and follow that same step. So for this one, I'll push out. You see these curves? I don't go lie, I know Sabi use them, so I will leave them. So. Notice something, I'm coming back to drop my contrast a little bit because I feel it's a little bit too much. Sorry, I'm done. My color grading, see I'm here. This is basically what I do. Again, I'm saying it because most times, I already get the image I'm looking for when I shoot. So when I'm editing, I don't do much. I'll be very frank with you. I could open my other images that I've shot so you see also. For this one, based on what I'm seeing, again, if I wanted to color grade, I'm going to go into color wheels and everything. But for this image, what are we really color grading? Has clothes is already. If it was another color, I'm going to probably try and make the color pop a little bit more. But for this, it is direct. This is white and orange. What colors can you see? Quick one, if you are color grading, no matter the kind of pictures, what you should look out for is what are the main colors you can see. If I was shooting something on this backdrop, that mat there, I could see blue. So whether I like it or not, I have to play around with blue. If I'm seeing yellow, I have to play around with it. If I'm seeing 3 colors, I'll try as much as possible to look for those colors and play with. If it's black subject, maybe black outfits on a neutral background. For white, quick one, if you're shooting white, no matter the temperature you're shooting, sometimes you shoot white cloth and it's just not looking white. For every white color, for every white you see, there's an underlying yellow. For every black you see, there is an underlying blue. You shoot some black and then it's looking bluish. Go to where blue is in your whatever it is, the moment you drop it to 0, you see that black come back to black. Likewise, white for yellows. But some situations now, if you don't drop yellows and then maybe she's using a yellow gold earring, if you drop it to affect, so separate the subject from select them, however you want to do it. Like I said, for this one, the only thing I did is based on how I'm not liking the colors I'm seeing on my screen also. I came to saturation and I dropped it. You see, it's like -2 point something. It's not really much. Just a little adjustment. If you check every other colors here, I'm not touching them because I can't see them. So even if I should come to blue now and I do this, I'm not seeing the blue. I don't know if you guys can see it on the big screen. Is there any difference? No. Sorry, if anything I might want to add, because we can't always take away women from their red lipsticks. So I might go to red, and then for every makeup they do, there's red, no matter how small it is. So I'll just go to red a little bit, and I'll push it out a bit. Before, after. Color balance, we don't need it for this image. So what I'm going to do, all this clarity, I don't add it. Some things I know how to use them. The things I really don't know how to use, I leave it. Not because of me, they do the app, you get. So for this one, I'm going to copy. You see copy up here? I'll copy it, I'll go to the next image, paste. It's going to copy the settings and apply it there. If I should go up, you can see everything we've done on the previous image. Now, why I always start with the image I like the most is mindset bar. I feel whatever I've done on that image is looking good. So when I go to the next one, I'm not doing much. Maybe it's just exposure or 1 or 2 things I'm trying to separate. For this one, I'll come back. Based on the fact that, from what I'm seeing here, I'm going to increase it a little bit and also touch on brightness. Before, this is actually a better screen than what I'm seeing here, Sha. So, that being done, I'm not doing any other thing. From what I'm seeing, again, this thing is preference. I'll copy. I'll go to the last image, and paste. From what I'm seeing here, it might look overexposed here, but I'm not touching anything. It looks overexposed on that screen, but here it's good, so I'm not going to touch it. We'll fix whatever it is on Photoshop. That being said, for me, I'm done with Capture One. So when people edit, they'll right click, and they'll do edits in. So people do this here, yeah? Let me advise you, don't stress yourself. Reason that if you do it, it exports it as TIF file. TIF files are large. Your system will just quickly, they filled up, it starts to lag. This is, in fact, there's no point in saying this is what I do. Now, it's what I usually do. I'll come to export. You say I'm here, I'll come to this full, whatever, high quality, this thing written here. I'll click on it. Sorry, I clicked on one image, I'll close, Control A, select everything, and export. You see my export quality is on 90. Don't ask me why I'm not using 100, I don't know. This is what I use, and it works. Because now I'm not changing things. You could see this is usually how I export. Once I export it, and what else is here? Basically. Yes, sir. Okay, we'll talk about metadata. It's here.
Hello. We talked about metadata, which some of you said that you don't know. This is metadata, as you can see. Copyright information, GPS coordinates, camera metadata, all other metadata. You know, in every picture you take, there is a risk of copyright issue. There is always that risk. Anybody can pop up and say it's his picture. But because you have copyright information in every picture you take, it proves that it is yours. After that, in every picture you take, there is coordinates, GPS coordinates, and date. Part of the problem I experienced with client is there was this particular camera, I did not reset my date. It's reading 2018. So if I send a client a work and they check their gallery, they won't see the work at all. They have to go back all the way to pictures of 2018 for them to see the picture. You understand? So knowing about metadata, you will go and adjust it in your camera so that it serves you properly. It's very important. So you guys should not miss out this part, yeah? Sorry for pitching in, Oga.
Okay, so come back. You can only do a drill. I come out to see what my normal screen will give me. Then we turn them back. It wasn't what I would want fully, but it's close, so we can work with it. So again, I'll come back here, high quality, all of these ones here. So for metadata, this is what I click, copyright, camera metadata, and all of that. Again, once you read about metadata and once you check it, you just basically understand it's easy peasy. And then I'm going to click export. So I know for some of you that are using Windows, it might take 2 years before it exports. I'm sorry, you can't buy a Mac. I needed to throw shades on some people that I know, but it's fine. So quick one house. If you are exporting for Capture One, yeah, same way when you import, it takes it from your memory card and pour it inside one folder. If you're exporting, here is where you tell it where to export it to on your system. See this subfolder? I've already named it. It's just how I work. So exports, I just use, depending on what I'm exporting, I just added one I now because I'm exporting twice. The only reason I'm exporting twice is the screen recording stops. So I just want to do it again so that when you get the video, and I'll click enter for it to export. Again, it's supposed to go really fast. So that being said, let me explain this long English I was been talking about. Let me just go into pictures, 2025. How do you name your folders when you're working? This thing makes it easier. Some of you open desktop and put everything onto your system. Anyways, so I'll go to August and World Photography Day. You remember when I was naming it in Capture One? This is the folder it's created here. I'll open it. You see output. This capture folder, it pulls all the pictures inside. This output here now is the exported pictures. These are the ones we exported. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I exported as JPEG. You people might think, how do I retouch and edit on JPEG? The thing is, anything I needed to do, mainly color-wise, exposure balance-wise, I've done it. The only thing we need to do here is just to do skin work. And with the quality we've exported, it is good enough to work on the skin. So it's not a must that you carry PSD file or TIF. And so, again, this is how I do these things. Open with, and then Photoshop. I know for those of you that are using M1 now, you say my system is slow. is fine. Quick advice. If you can, even if you don't afford it now, save up and get a Mac. If you cannot save up and get a Mac, get a system that has good color good color tones. It will help you. There are people that believe, I don't have to get a Mac. Sorry for you. Even if it's not a Mac, get a good system that has good colors. It will really help. So we are into, how did they expand this thing? Okay. Okay. So, how many people use Research Academy for skill work? RA, Research Academy. Ah, that's weird. Okay, actions. Who uses actions? Oh, okay. We have plenty. That's fine. So for me, I use RA. The only reason I started using RA is because I feel it's easier for my editing workflow. For the most part of my career up till now, it has been actions. Everybody knows Prince Mason. That's the action I use. I downloaded it too, and I was using it with everybody. And for you to know, it is here. These are actions now. So now, when I said I use RA and actions, I only use RA for skin work. Every other I and whatever, I use my actions for it. So I was saying something earlier on with Ariel that learn these things from different people so that when you learn, you can create your own. So I'm going to come to my RA here.
By the way, RA and, sorry sir,
no problem.
RA and actions are technically the same thing, but they work kind of similar.
It's the same thing.
It's the difference between, do we have IT people here? Difference between GUI and CUI. Graphical user interface and...
the way they look us like, what is that?
Okay. GUI is graphical user interface and CUI is command user interface. So this one is more, it has more graphics, technically.
So, one house, please. Now they're ready for one house. Some people crop before they edit, some don't. Me in a spirit, I will wake up now, open the image, crop them first. I will finish crop them. It's choice. But for this image, I don't have to clean up the entire part. Now, how do I crop? I crop with 4:5 here. That's Instagram size. The only reason is, now, you always have to think very smart. If it's a work you might print, sometimes don't crop it on Instagram size, because you give these printers, they'll stretch your... So once I know there's a tendency I can print this image, I will not crop it here. When I want to post, I can be cropping. But sometimes, maybe you don't finish, you don't even know. At that point, you manage, but always have it at the back of your mind. For this one, I'm going to crop. And I'll keep it simple. Just click on and... I'm sure a lot of people know what headroom is. Headroom, do you know what headroom is in photography? It's this space. From this place to this place. That's what headroom is. No matter what you do, 90% of the time, make sure your subject has enough headroom. Why we are saying that is, imagine this is your headroom. This is where composition comes into play. And rule of third. Imagine this is your headroom. And you send it to clients. They go look you like, Nasa, yesterday you start. You get. But these are mistakes that I've made. I'm sure a lot of people have made it too. Just keep it at the back of your mind. Give headroom when shooting. So, yes, sir. Okay.
So, on the issue of headroom, most people might really want to get it right, but they don't know which standard to follow. There is this rule of thirds. When you click on the crop button, you can see there are lines. So you can use these lines. Most of the time, what we do is, the eyes of the subject should be around this first line. Yeah? And then you can also use this line. The subject should never be out of these two lines. Unless you want to achieve some artistic composition or you have something really important you want to show else. But for normal portraits like this, you use this for the head or the eyes. You use this to position your subject in the frame. Easy peasy.
And it's true, like you said, some people crop around the feet, which means you just feel, oh, this is how you want to crop. You get. From what he said, now, these are things that you keep learning. If you feel you're into photography or you're in whatever creative sector, yeah, and you feel you know it all, you wind yourself. From what he said now, I remembered one thing. If I'm to look at it based on rule of thought, is she centered? No. This is something I can do. I mean, we can always clean that off. So first off, I am just going to clean this part off, fill, and it's gone. Everybody knows how to do that now and now. Thank you. Good. For this part too, I'm just going to clean off here. Now, I'm going to say this because I've seen a lot of photographers in Kaduna that make that mistake. If you're working on your image, as little as this spot right here, you can all see it, this thing here. Keep it neat and tidy, clean it. Trust me, these little things, make you different from your next person. You might feel, I'm tired. If you can, yes, we are humans, you know the machine now, but try and make it tidy. Aside making it tidy, another thing I've noticed is when it also comes to cropping, some people's images will come out like this, and they leave it that way. It is not straight. And you see these things, you see, just try as much as possible. People, they collect millions for these things. It's these little differences that set you apart. So, back to where we are, and again, I'm just going to, there are different tools to use to clean depending on how you want to. And let me just select this guy.
By the way, who can tell me what causes this shady light? There is some shade.
You can see the white this thing here.
On the around the light.
This flare, this white, this thing.
No. What causes this is there are two factors. First of all, in some softbox you can see black grid. One square, things like that. Yes, it's meant to stop the light from hitting your lens directly. It's meant the light should hit to your subject and then go back to your lens. So it prevents it from hitting your lens directly. That's one thing. A second fact, even the lens hood that you see, it acts the same thing, to keep unwanted light from entering your lens. The other factor is when your lens has a fingerprint or any dirt. It catches light in a way that it's not supposed to. So in a way to prevent this, you can have a grid, you can use a lens hood, you can clean your lens. That's one of the first things you should do if you go out for a shoot, actually. Your lens should always remain clean. Have a special cleaning cloth because lens front element can be really sensitive, yeah?
In all honesty, see what he just said? I just learned from it. This thing has been appearing. Sometimes I don't know what causes it. Now, I have known what to do. My lens has a hood, but sometimes I'm shooting with the hood backwards. But I've seen this thing in my image. I just know, last night, I will clean up for post.
You guys have a phone with you, yeah? Try to get a subject, switch on your flashlight. Try to get a subject you want to focus on, and then bring the flashlight by the side and see how much you lose focus, yeah? Put the flashlight at the subject and then simply move it close to your eyes. So you can see the phone is acting as unwanted light in my eye. Yeah? So it makes the image a bit shady for me. So it applies the same with photography. You try to limit any unwanted light from entering your lens directly, yeah?
All right, so I've cleaned off what I feel is unnecessary on the backdrop. The next thing I'm going to do is work on our skin. And this is where I'm using Retouch Academy. So this is what I do. Now, this thing can make or break your skin work. You see these first radius? It's something you need to understand. And to me, there's no long talk towards it. This image, now full body image, yeah, it's full body image. Again, this is how I edit on a normal day. I'm going to use 5. I have people that work with me know. If na full body image, use 5. If na closer one, take an up small, use 6 to 7. That's about it. Or that you they carry 22, go, you use 3. That's you're just stressing yourself. But again, I understand sometimes image quality is different. What my lens would give me is different from what your normal 50mm 1.8 will give you. I'll be very, very frank. So I've gotten to a point where I can afford. Sorry, I'm not throwing shades, but if you thought you know Allah, I'm going to a point where I can afford it. But you need to understand. This is where you need to understand your gears also. If I'm going to use a zoom lens now, that I can't say I want to be using 5. I have to start thinking of what would work. But based on what works for me, I'll use 5 for this. Sometimes if I want it to be more smooth, I do actually do 4. But I really don't come below that. Some people do less than. For me, it doesn't work. My own point is if I'm retouching, if I'm to see her stand here and you see the picture, let it look alike. Not the ones that she looks like. So for this, I'm going to use 4. If it's a closer image, the next one we'll edit is just probably 6 or 7, and that's about it. For those of you that use, I don't mistakenly click enter, so I'm going to delete it. For those of you that use action, okay, get away. For those of you that use action, you know you have to do it once, and then for every time you select, you have to put in a radius. I don't know how you do your. Some people use selection and action, and some people use brush. So I'm going to put 5 here. The good thing I like array for is for every time I'm working, my workflow, I don't have to select and be putting in radius one by one. But I know for those that use action, some of you do it. Now, who knows mixer brush? One house. Mixer brush. Who uses it? I think most people use mixer brush. But for those that don't, you do selection with your mouse, yeah? If you can, look for 120,000 naira. Go and buy this pen. See, I'm here. This is one of the cheapest ones. It's what I'm. Before I got this one, I bought on AliExpress 14,000 that year. It's Gaumon. It's cheap. It works. But now that Gaumon is around 60-something K. It serves. If you can, not be paparazzi, get it. It makes your life easier. Because doing mixer brush with your mouse is really not. Yeah, your wrist, and then go there perfect as easy as this. So if you can, that 120K when you carry babe go come out, you get. Go use and buy. So now mixer brush settings, please note it is different. It depends on what works for you. My own settings, 30, 30, 50, 30, 10. This is your wet, your load, your mix, your flow. If you ask me why is it changing, I don't know. I copied it somewhere. And it works for me. The only thing I do change sometimes is my mix. And now it's because I understand what mix is. Up to today, I don't know anything this to do, so that's why they leave them. And they work for me. You get me? But this is the only thing I know I do change. And then flow sometimes. But for flow, I've been keeping it stagnant since I've been working. It's been on 30. This right here is on 50. Your mix, there is no way I'll explain it now that it makes sense until you go and practicalize it. So now this is where you get it easier. If you're using a pen, this might work for you. But if you're using a mouse, it might not work. So maybe if they try drag and then it's not working enough, go and play around with this thing. Like I said, that is how you learn. If you put on for 80, put on for 100. If it works for you, bismillah. If it doesn't, come back. You get it? Again, this thing here is what's going to determine your skin work. If you go put this in for 100, 20, 30, if they drum and they see makeup no day, let me teach you that one, no. So, this is it. Afterwards, you can buy. If you never get money, start to pay money small. Trust me, these things, it go the same price. In fact, it might be cheaper, I'm not sure. That one everything in a photo house. So, coming back to this, how many people clean spots before doing skin work? How many people do it after? Why after? No plenty. I do it after. All these things, I'm not touching it now until I'm done with skin work, and I just go and clean it. Again, like I keep saying this thing, it is different. What works for you? If you feel it's giving you your results. So. Then, how I do skin work, I do not zoom in too much. A lot of people zoom in like this and they start doing skin work. Remember, people are viewing this thing 90% of the time on your mobile devices. People do not zoom in to view your pictures, unless those clients are looking for do not loss. I have them like that, you get. But usually it comes from the normal view, which is what? 0%. If you have to zoom out here, if I'm to do fit screen, this is how they view your pictures. 90% of the time, it's like this. So what I do for me to make sure I'm getting my distance close is, if I'm zooming in, I do not go more than 50%, which is half. For me, that's how it works. And I know this is how it works for most people, because I've learned. Basically, so I'm going to do something that is going to be maybe different. Just follow. I'm not going to stop till I finish. Then on the next image, we can do my explanation with questions, because of time.
So, do you guys understand what he's doing? What's the name of the brush again? So, what he's technically doing, let me go into details. Every picture is made up of shadows and highlights if you take out the colors. Yeah? So, the protrusion often is portrayed as highlights. That's like nose, chin, and other parts of the body that are protruded. Those that are not protruded are portrayed as shadows. So he is mixing between highlight and shadows, which makes the skin smooth. You know, our human eyes perceives beauty in terms of consistency. If I see a face of a person with pimples and so on, you know, up and down wrinkles, that's inconsistency in his skin. Abi? So what we call fine face or fine boy is technically a face with consistent skin tone or skin texture. Abi? So that's exactly what you are trying to replicate, consistency in the skin tone or consistency in the skin texture. Yeah? So that's exactly what he's doing here. You can see the neck. Okay, let's have before and after. You can see? He has filled in some shadows by dragging in some mixing between highlight and shadows.
Can we all see the difference? I kid you not, I'm done with the skin work. The only thing I do now is remove those spots that is there. Point is, again, if she comes in now and you see this picture, you know this is the person you're seeing. If I make it too smooth, she's going to look superficial. How do you people clean off all these spots? Some people use clone stamp, some use patch tool. For me, I use clone stamp. I'm going to clean and you would see.
So you guys can notice that he's on his high frequency layer. So be very careful. If you do it at a low frequency layer, it's not going to work. He's on his high frequency layer.
Who knows the difference between skin pores and blemishes?
Difference between skin pores and blemishes. Blemishes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody? Difference between skin pores and blemishes.
So skin pores bar, when you look at her makeup, where is it? This here is blemish, is a pimple, is a spot, yeah? This part of her nose, no be pimples, no go they clean arm. Those are called skin pores. It's those little holes in human skin. Mm-hmm. For some people, their face is really smooth. You hardly see it, while for some it's there. In fact, I like seeing it because it gives your image more texture. Mm-hmm. The moment you go and clean this thing off, she looks plastic. These ones are pimples. You could see them. These ones are spots that you need to remove. And coming here, before, you see what I cleaned off? This, you see these spots, some people will move it. For me, the point is, keep it real. You get? The only reason we're removing this one is because they are too much. If it's not too much, there's really no point in stressing it. The moment you start understanding this thing, instead of doing 20 minutes on one picture, you do it in 7 to 10. You're on to the next image. How much client they pay you? They use 2 hours. They edit. So, Let me come to full screen here, and you can see, from a distance, it might not be much, but if you're closer, you might see it. But trust me, if I don't collect your money, this is what you're getting. I'm done with your skin work. The only thing now I'm just going to go and touch is her eye, and everybody can clean eye. Or should I clean eye for you to see? So for eyes and teeth whitening, for those of you that use Action, I use Actions too. I don't know how you clean it, but it's almost the same process. You see this eyes and teeth whitening here? I'll click on it. I'll open the folder and then go to this last part. I'm going to zoom in my brush, opacity 100, flow 100. And I'm just going to brush on it. Can we see the difference there? Now, even if I am high, I never leave it on 100 opacity. You always bring it down. Now, I'm not going to tell you put it on 50 or put it on 60. Put it on where you feel your eyes is okay. I did 40. Because I've seen pictures whereby you see the client's eye white like torchlight. Maybe so the eye is white now. You get. So keep it real. Now, there's only one thing I add when I'm... For this image, 2 more things. I have a lot file.
Please silence,
that
please.
I
People
have,
at the back.
that I've created. That on all my pictures, I put it on it. And if it's just basically selective colors. But for me to do it every time, no. I have it saved. Just like an action. I just go and I click on it. Sorry, no be this one, no. So, it is very minimal difference. But there is no way. It always just brings out my colors. The way I like it. Before and after. Before and after. Before you ask, I'll send it. It takes me nothing. So, before and after. There's opacity here. So it depends on how high you want it or how low. This is literally about it for me. But you could see, sorry, aside selective colors, when I was doing it, there was levels and curves also. This is where you're seeing brightness come into play. But I kid you not, for every image I send out there, I add this thing to it. It's just, I feel what I just add. I'm done here, and the next final thing, for those of you that use Camera Raw, for every image I take into Photoshop, I take it into Camera Raw. How far now? Did I select? Control Shift. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good. Why? I don't need to see this. That was red. Okay, so I bring it into Camera Raw. I'm here for one or two purposes. I'm not here to touch exposure. I'm not here to touch anything like that. I'm here to add 2 things. Grains, sometimes vignetting. You know what vignetting is? And then the final parts, I add luminance. You know what luminance is? Noise reduction. You did shake head. I was still used to. So the only reason I'm adding luminance is because no matter how you want to put it, the moment your image is looking soft, is looking, how do I explain it? You know there's harshness and then there's softness in pictures. If you make it look soft, it's more appealing to see. And that's the only thing I usually do. I'll come here. Boom, 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 boom. Where are you? So I'll start from, this is it, noise reduction. And I'm going to increase it. I leave it at 15 most times. If I'm to go back and zoom into that image now, it looks way softer, especially the skin. Once I'm done with that, for some images, yes, I add sharpening, while for some, I don't. For this one, I'm not going to, based on what I'm seeing when I was shooting. For images that is not too sharp, that I know it's not really not too sharp, I'm going to add it a little bit. From here, I'll zoom up back to, where is it? So, okay. That's red. Okay, yeah, I found it. So grains. You know what grains does in pictures? It adds more texture. For some images, it makes it more appealing to also see. While for some, you don't need to go and pour grains inside. But no matter how small, yeah, try and be adding small grains. It be like salt. Just sprinkle them. It make them sweet. Just sprinkle them small. So I'm going to come here, and like I said, small.
And you know, Ogasa, a lot of us complain about when we post our pictures online, the quality is being reduced.
It drops.
So grain actually counters with that because it adds sharpness to our picture.
So even if you want drop them, that sort where you add they make and hold. And for some images, if I feel I want to, I do this. While for some, I do not. It's just normal vigneting. Point is, this is something I learned from the big guys also, is most of them, they vignette image. There is something called attention. The normal word attention, you know, but it's in everything we do. For your pictures, but the moment people open it, whether you like it or not, there is always something that picks their attention first. It might be your bad skin work that you've done. It might be the bad makeup artist's skin work that you did on your subject. It might be the clothes. It might be your composition. It might be your background. For this image now, there's really nothing too much on background to take your attention like that. Part of the first things that you see is, obviously, your eyes will pick white, and then who is this person? You will see her. The only reason why I would add vignetting is I want more of that attention now on her. You get me? That's the only reason I'm going to add vignetting, and maybe usually not this much for me, actually. I'm done. The only thing left for me to put my logo, and I send it to them. So, time-wise, we're okay with this, or we'll edit the other one? Are we okay? We're okay. There is nothing I'm doing in the next image. I'm not going to lie to you that I've not done here. It's the same process, skin work, remove blemishes, work on whatever I need to do in background, and that's about it. How do I export? Sorry, brother, let me export. It's Control S. So I'm going to flatten it. If you ask me why I flatten image, I don't know. I learned it. That's how I learned, and I flattened too. So, now ask me how or why. I'm going to come to the last image here. Please, who knows why they flatten?
Sorry, sir. I think the reason behind flattening is to compress the files so that they won't be heavier while processing, exporting. If you have a lot of layers while exporting, it takes longer before your Photoshop can process the layers and allow you to export. So if you flatten the image, it processes quicker and easier and allow you to export. It doesn't increase any effect on the image. It doesn't beautify the image. It doesn't degrade the image. It doesn't do anything. Just to make Photoshop process the image easier for exporting. That's all.
And sorry, let me get a bit technical. Let me add something. As some of you guys might already know, the computer language is called binary codes, yeah? This picture, it's being perceived by the computer as zeros and ones, yeah? So the more layers you have, the more tons of zeros and ones that are going to be in the file. So therefore, it's going to increase the file size, like my Oga said right here. So where does it affect your picture? When you're going to use your picture on social media has to compress that picture in order for it to upload fast. Abi? So if your picture is heavy, it will compress it more than a light picture that you have given it to him. Yeah, it's just like WhatsApp now. If you carry a picture of just 1 MB and carry one of 10 MB and send them together, even if the one of 10 MB has more resolution, the one of 1 MB is going to have more quality at the receiving end. So you try to limit as much of the information as possible so that when the system or algorithm is compressing it, it will leave some detail that you want to be seen by the client. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying.
I'm going to right click and I'm going to click flatten image. Once I'm done, Control S. I'm going to do past that one. Image quality here, it depends on how I'm feeling. I'm not going to lie to you. But you could see, this is the last thing I saved as. It's on 11, 4.6 MB. That's about it. I will save. This image, if I come back here now, done. So that's it. Do you have questions? Yes, sir. How do I save? So, on system. Okay, so when I flatten on Photoshop, it's just Control S I press. So here's the thing. I clicked Open With from my file explorer, yeah? So basically, it just took the image and took it into Photoshop, computer-wise is linked, all these binary numbers like you said. So the moment you save it, it's just overwriting that file. For me, it's an easier workflow. I don't have to save and start copying and moving. Before, I used to export as TIF. No, I do edit with, then I move it back, then take it back to Capture One and export, and as overhead. There is no difference in what you do here. In fact, TIF is only going to give you bigger files. There's no skin work you do here that is different from what you do on TIF. So basically, once I'm done, I press Ctrl S and I save. Sorry, one house.
Please, silence, please, silence.
I do that normally, but I found out recently that the colors differ when you send it online, so I switched to saving
for web. Okay.
So when you flatten, does that help too?
To be quite frank, I'm not going to lie. Me, I do not know. You get? I don't know if the flat thing changes the color thing, but I know some people save with save to web. In fact, I know a lot of people that save with save to web. Me, is what, like, if I was sitting down here and this is what I learned, and it works for me, that's what I do. If I learn something new, I might go and try this and it works, and I might switch to it. But basically, this is how I save. Once I save it, I know it's on my file. For those of you that maybe have too much workflow, when you color grade your images and export, as long as anybody that knows how to do skin work can do skin work, you don't have to be the one to do the skin work. You've got done your colors, they'll just do the skin work for you and give it, it's your same picture. As long as they do not alter your colors. Sorry, any other question? Because we need to run.
So, no. I think the screen is trying to tell us something. As you guys already know that this gathering is not the only agenda on the list today. There is a photography work that we are going to have Murtala Square. We even have a prize for the winner. There is going to be a general competition.
How much? Who said I'm not participating here? Who? Ah, nice one. Adam.
Okay. We have a prize of total of 100,000 from Pixels.
You say what?
No, not for one person. We are going to have 3 winners. 50,000, 30, and then 20,000.
That's lovely.
But that's not bad. Even if it is a trigger you buy with time, you go use them. It will bring you millions.
Yes.
So before we go to, please, we need silence.
One house, please.
We are having more problem by the right back there. Please, let's exercise some silence. We have very little time to spend with each other. So we are going to have a Q&A session. It's like we are in a kindergarten. We are going to have a Q&A session. You can ask whatever you want to ask for all the guests we have here. But before that, we have Dark Shades, which from his name, he works in the shades. For those who know Dark Shade, they know him as a runaway photographer. He used to be one of the best we have. He's still one of the best we have, but he does not participate as physical as he used to. Now he is more into stock pictures, which is something that most of us here don't have much idea about it. And it's really, there is a lot of potential in it. So we are going to give him 10 to 15 minutes for him to take us through his journey as a stock photographer. So a round of applause for Dark Shades.
Sorry, 1 second before Dark Shades starts, and he's relating to what he's about to say. A lot of us here want to do portraits, we want to do weddings, make money, yeah? I've seen people build houses from shooting products, photographers. So point is, more than not just think, say this guy won't yarn. It might be something that you listen to today and you don't shoot portrait anymore and you can define your career. So that little 10 to 15 minutes, if you can, just keep your ears open. Sometimes you never know. My boss.
All right, thank you.
I hope it's not saved though.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Dakshet. Sorry, I am a Hausa guy, so if I don't speak like very well English, I hope I can communicate in a way that everyone will understand. So guys, I want to talk about pixels. Oh, thank you. Just like my brother here said, most of us here in the North focus on portrait, wedding, thinking that this is the only thing that brings money, but actually there is more things that bring money in this photography industry. The problem is that we don't want to try new things. And that's why we miss our opportunities like to reach our goals. So why do photographers join Pixels? Anyone here has idea about it? No one? Okay, let me just tell you that. Firstly, you don't have to spend months or year building following, just like Instagram. You know, Instagram, for your works for you to reach like certain levels, you have to like gain more followers so that people will see your work and they will book you. But this is so different. Pixels, you don't have to like build following or other stuff like that. With over 40 million visits per month and more than 1.5 million searches per day, your content can reach like everywhere. I just want to talk one thing. All of us here are great creators. But you know what kills us? We don't want to share our works. Like, someone tell me, why will I share my work for free on Pixels? And the simple answer that I tell him is that, why do you share your work on Instagram? You know that if you share your work on Instagram, they didn't pay you. You post it because you want to meet your client, just as Pixels. So, like, just for example, let's say this is a gold. And I have it in my hand. If I do it like this, will you know that I have gold in my hand? Nobody will notice that. So just like it is creative, when you are a creative person and you don't, like, if you don't put your work out there, nobody will ever notice that you are such that creative person. The problem is that, like, we used to like focus on chasing money. Like when I start photography, you say, okay, I have to be getting paid before I do work or post my work, and things didn't work like that. Just for example, if it is bait here, you want to catch a bait here. If you keep chasing it, that bat will always run away from you. You will never chase it. But just think at this. If you plant a tree here, that bat will come, it will build a nest, it will bring other birds to him, and they will give birth to other birds. So that means you have to like build opportunity first. Okay, let's look about what Pixels is all about. This Bizu Deva.
Don't worry, you can slide to the
Like daga karshe.
Don't worry, just you know which page will be the next, so just find it.
Okay, firstly on Pixels you can see how your work being used. Just like this person, Zachary, what's his name again? Samsung contacted him through photos they saw on Pixels, and he got contract for an ad with brand. So 3 years ago, I am a portrait and wedding photographer. Whoever's known me for the past 7 years, I do portrait. But there is something in me that nobody understands, that I want to work with brand. I spent 3 years working for free because all I want is that title for ambassador. So I spent that 3 years trying to like know, okay, which brand I will work for. So I joined Pixels. So I started uploading my works, and a day I got contact by Canva. Then they offer me this position. So if you like keep uploading your work, someday you will meet your luck to be one of these guys. Okay, so this is another example of how your work will be used on Pixels. As you can see, Marcus, photos purchased by Spotty. Whoever is Spotty will know this picture. Yes, Spotify. You will know this picture. So he uploaded it on Pixels, and they purchased it through his Pixels profile. So make new friends. You see, you can make new friends through this like meetup, because this gathering is all about connecting, creating, and sharing. So through Pixels, this like kind of gathering, you will meet, you make some friends. Okay, sharing your work. Just like I said, we don't want to share our works because we feel like we have to be getting paid. But what most people did is that they share their work for them to meet opportunity to work with the biggest brand. Okay, so after you upload your work on Pixels, okay, here it is. After you upload your work on Pixels, where it is? Okay, when you upload your work on Pixels, this Sophia, she's the one that's reviewing it. Like, she will review it. If the pictures is like good standards, she will feature it on Pixels so that your work can be seen globally. Then, okay, how you can get more featured photos. So these techniques is what you need to do, like for your pictures to get more featured on pixels. You have to like avoid uploading blurry photos. Make sure the subject is in focus. Don't upload photos that are low res or grainy. Then for editing side, you should not upload photos. You should not upload any photos with watermark. You know, like usually those stock photography website, they didn't accept any picture with watermarks. It is only here we in Nigeria, like we feel like using watermarks is necessary in our picture. Then don't add borders or make collects. Don't use AI to generate image. Okay, here is the pro tip. Have a clear intention of what you want to show. If you are a photographing car, make sure that this car is focused of your photos and nothing is covering it, causing distraction or taking away from the car. While another pro tip here for editing is that while different style and creativity are encouraged, try to share photos with minimal natural editing. You should aim to show the world as it truly is. Like you have to like posting the, like when you are going to upload your picture on Pixels, don't make it look like supernatural or using AI content. Just make it look so natural. Okay, just like example here, you see this picture is being featured and the other picture is not being featured. Why? Because this picture, like there is well composition, framing, no any distracted object, like this one. Like there is this, distracted here, and the framing is not well framed. You can see it here. So all these like are example of the pictures that will be featured on Pixels and the ones that will not be featured because of the framing or lightening or composition. Okay, so when you open Pixels, the first thing you will see is homepage. What is that homepage? The Pixels homepage is the entry point where visitors find inspiration, search for specific content, and explore what's most popular in community. Does everyone here has a Pixels account here? So that I can just, okay. Kamar yadda kuka gani haka, farko, when you open the app, it will take you here. That's the homepage. Kamar yanzu Instagram ne, when you open your Instagram, za ka kallo pictures in the suke trending su za ka fara kallo a nan waran. So just like Pixels, idan ka shiga, pictures in da ka kalla a nan su ne a homepage, su ne suke trending. That means if you upload your good quality picture, za su yi featuring in shi har ya zama yana cikin homepage. Idan kuka zo nan, za ku kalla upcoming meetups. Shi ne kamar yanzu wannan gathering ɗin da muka yi. If a Kaduna za a yi, you will see your meetup page here. And here, you can see your profile. Yanzu kamar yanzu D Sarki, he has over 2 million views. Here it is, za ka kalla profile ɗinka. And in ka zo nan waran za ka kalla ina aka yi featuring in shi. Kaga yanzu an yi featuring in shi a NDTV. Maybe you didn't even know because you didn't check it ba. So yanzu ka shiga nan NDTV sun yi featuring work ɗinka. In ka shiga website ɗin za ka kalla hotonka a website ɗin. Nan waran shi ake cewa leaderboard. Kamar like ranking ne. Irin waye yake zuwa na ɗaya a application ɗin, waye na biyu, waye na uku. Idan kuka duba wannan gayan, shi ne na ɗaya. Za ku kalla yana da almost 9.4 billion views. Okay, ta mutum zai samu kuɗi a irin wannan stock photography website ɗin. Yanzu kamar yanzu wannan gayan da yake da 9.4 billion views. Idan kuka zo nan, you'll see that this picture alone has over 426.7 million views. Iya waɗanda suka kalli picture ɗin kenan, wanda kuma suka yi downloading 3.2 million people ne suka yi downloading. Idan kuka shiga wayoyinku waran wallpapers, za ku ga like all these kind of pictures are the ones that are in your wallpapers. Either na system ne ko na menene duk irin su za ku kalla. Have you ever asked yourself, pictures in da suke cikin wayanku na wallpapers, photographer ne yi su ko kuma su suka shiga da kansu? Definitely photographers ne suka yi su. And those wanda aka yi using hotunan sa irin wallpapers in nan, ana biyan su ne kuɗi mai yawa domin a yi using picture din su. So, but munan, like I said, we underrate photography. We think, okay, only sticking to portrait or wedding is what brings money. But actually, there is many things that bring money. So I think, I think Sora 5 minutes. So if anyone has question about Pixels, then I can answer it. Okay. All right. Okay, as Khalifa said, I am a portrait and wedding photographer. But you know, everyone has challenge in life. Definitely, all of us here, you are going to face challenge. And what determines you is that how you handle those challenges. So there is something in me that, okay, I want more. I think, okay, I need to become someone that will represent my country. Firstly, I joined Pixels. I was start being first in Kaduna, from Kaduna, Abuja. Okay, then when I achieved that position, okay, I am the first ranking in Abuja, then I said, okay, why can't I go for the whole country? Then I go for the whole Africa. And my pictures stand out, then I become first. So I think, okay, when I stick to these Pixels, definitely one day I will meet my luck to become ambassador of like anything. Then after 3 years of doing work for free, Canva reach out to me and give me the ambassador. Just, it is simple. You can also be ambassador. Like, for example, let me tell you one thing. If you want to be ambassador of anything, just say, okay, I want to be ambassador for iPhone. I know most people will think it is difficult, while it is easy. Let me tell you how you can do it. If today I want to become ambassador of iPhone, I will start shooting content with iPhone, and I will start uploading it. The thing that I will never do is that I will never give up posting that same stuff. It will take you long for them to like get to notice you. So yau in ka tashi kai hoto, kai posting din su gobe kai jibi kai gata kai, definitely wata rana iPhone in nan za su kalle picture ɗinka. Yes, you keep tagging them. Let's say for example, in kuma category ne, okay, yau in ka fara posting na iPhone, akwai almajiri, man san if anyone know almajiri. You know almajiri? You know iPhone sun yi posting picture in shi. Me yasa iPhone suka yi picture in shi? Saboda consistency da ya sa a cikin aikin shi na kullun yayi tagging din su. Sai sa har suka kalle picture in shi suka yi tagging. But mu nan matsalar mu shine if you start doing something today, after 1 month, 2 months, you are not getting anything out of it, sai mutum sai karaya sai ya bari. While in kuma ka bari kila gobe za ka yi middle lock ɗinka. To in kuma ka bari yau kaga shikenan, it will never happen to you. Any other question?
Any other question for dark sheet?
And lastly, like my brother here said, then saka challenge, I'm giving out 100,000 for 3 winners. In aka gama za a yi hoto a waje so that if you upload it to Pixels, da shi da abu da za su tantance wani hoto ne fi kyau, position, color grading, well framed and everything, then they will like select the winners.
Okay, thank you very much. Please let's have a round of applause for that sheet. Okay. All right. So we have already taken more than we budgeted for in terms of time, so we'll try to round it up as soon as possible. As far as I'm concerned, we have learned a lot today that we can proudly go back to our places and say that a day well spent. Abi? The Allah, people at the back, don't be class. Backbenchers, why you get this reputation? So, briefly, before we round up our meeting today, on issue of niches of photography, I would like to highlight some things for you, because I am not happy with the focus on weddings and portrait photography in Nigeria, because in most of the countries I have been, it reflects the economic situation of a country. In some places that I have been, their photography industry is more focused on product photography and things like that. But in a country like Nigeria, which we consume more than we produce, so there isn't much for us to snap. But there is a way we can turn the tide around. We have local producers, Abi, masu kunung aya, masu zobo, things like that. Yeah, we can engage them in our industry in a way, in a desperate fight for us to turn the tide around. Abi, most places I've been, the photography industry is focused on merchandise, products, the IKE constantly, you know, electronics, things like that. And there is so much money in it. You see, when you go for an average wedding, let's say you charge 500,000, maybe you end up with 500 pictures for that wedding. That's not really a good pay for your service. But when you do, please, sir, yeah, Jama, silence, please. Please. Whoever wants to talk can excuse us and leave outside, yeah? When you work with these companies, one picture, you can be able to charge 100,000 for it. Just one picture. That's an uncharted part of photography that I'm sure for most of you here. Most of you would find one picture too expensive for 100,000, but when you work with standard organization, that's so average, that's so normal. So right now I have some few pictures I would like to take you guys through based on what we have been able to gather from our own archives so that you can see.
Okay, kafin ya gama sawa, I want to make an announcement. If anyone here has like a project that he wants to do, I mean photography project, and he is lacking of like funds, funds money ba, in baka da kudin da zaka yi wannan project in, you can reach out to me. An chau yana nan? An chau? Okay. Kai ma ka ce min zaka yi project ba. So make sure that project in bare zama kai kadai ba. Like I want it to be like how you guys are here. Dole sai dai irin ku da yawa ne za ku je ku yi. Then I will support you. In bai wuce 200,000 ba. Kowanku idan anan yana da shi, you can reach out to me.
Okay, silence. Silence, please, silence. Most of the pictures, I'm just finding out that they are too heavy for them to be loading on the screen directly. So I will just take you through the ones that we can be able to open. This is one of my pictures, as you can see, Khalif Photography, Dubai. So this is our late President, Baba Buhari. At this particular time, it was an opportunity that I just used. At that time, I only had a Sony A7C with a kit lens. And then he came. It turns out that because of the stress of traveling, his media team are tired. And me, I had all the energy in me. So I was running up and down, getting pictures. At the end of the day, after I finished getting my pictures, I post one or two. And then I hear ping, essay to president on media publicity wants my pictures. And I was like, hey, let's go. So this is my picture, as you can see. Daddy, look at the bottom. Sorry, the files are heavy, so at that time I was just passing by and then I saw the opportunity, took it. I uploaded this in multiple stock, and I had a lot of people with interest. That time I used to have a date on my logo, as you can see, Khalif Photography 2021. This is another picture. So let me take you guys through a little bit of experience on snapping this type of pictures. There was this particular shot I wanted to get. I actually spent 4 hours waiting to get that shot. There is this bird called kingfisher. I don't know if you guys know it. But what it does is it goes on a branch of a tree and it dives into water, picks up a fish, and then it goes away. So we are talking about split-second picture. And I could not get it, but I did not give up. I kept snapping one after another, one after another. Right now, I don't have the picture here, but I can share it on the group with you guys. You can see it. So I was able to get the exact microsecond the bird hit the water. That's patience and determination based on my passion for it. So most of the pictures are not opening, but they are really cool pictures I wish you guys had to see. This is a restaurant work we did. This is in Dubai. I had the best time of my life. My stomach can testify. So this particular photography job we did, at that time I didn't know how to charge. So when they asked me, I just said 1,000 dirhams. I just know 1,000 dirhams, like, let me just give it a try and see. And then they were skeptical about my services because it turned out 1,000 dirhams is too cheap. 1,000 dirhams as of today's value is 425,000 naira. And we ended up doing the shoot, eating all the food, and going home happy. This is the same brand. As you can see, eh? I did 1 week eating this food. 1 good week. I saved it in my fridge. We did the shoot with one Indian guy. At the beginning, that Indian guy was from big guy. He was the restaurant wanted to discard the food. That's like about at least 20 dishes, 20 recipes. They wanted to discard it because it has been too exposed. And then I was like, you get takeaway. As I the package, I can't see guy. I want this one. He caught the pic with me. I want this one. I want this one. So this is open now. This is a picture I took in Nigeria. You guys might be familiar with this bird now. So this is, you can see back in 2020. So this picture, I sold it for quite a good amount, even though I did not sell the copyright, but it's gaining me money constantly. So back to the point of Oga that shit. You know, when you have a picture, you literally have a source of money in your hand. Yeah? This is a random long exposure. You guys are familiar with long exposure, yeah? This is, I think, Alkali Road, but back in 2020. You guys don't really have luck today, oh. Let me open this one. I hope it opens. This is a picture I took from top of a building. You can see this is a cruise ship. I don't know if this is the cruise ship. This is a long exposure picture. Who can tell me how? No. This is a long exposure picture. Who can tell me how you can know that it's a long exposure? Okay. Who can tell me it's a long exposure?
It's a long exposure because of the street lights there.
Yes. Wherever you see these stars on a picture, it's a long exposure. You guys know what long exposure is, yeah? Normal picture we take, because of the shutter speed, is like click. That's 1,600 of a second, you know, all the way. But this one, it takes seconds for you to take one picture. So you gather as much light as possible in that single picture. So the pictures are not opening. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. So try your best in this business, you know, diversify to other niches as much as you possibly can, you know. Before you ever think of leaving the industry, make sure that you have explored the industry enough. Abi, try a lot of, there are many niches you can try, you know. Even in Nigeria, you can go photograph bandits. That might also be a niche. Okay, so we are going to round up this particular meeting. By Utama, I'm sure most of you are sweating. So we are going to have a group picture outside for memories. We are all photographers. It would be a shame for us to gather and not have a group picture. So after that, we are probably heading down to Murtala Square. Those who want to go, maybe we can arrange a way we can go all together. Anyway, we can arrange it afterwards. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope to see you soon again and again.
Good evening, sir. Please, what's your name and the type of camera you use and why you use that type of camera?
My name is Abdullahi, and I use a Canon 60D. I actually use it because it has a it gives me sharp images, and for videography too, it's actually not a bad camera for videography, even though I don't do videography. But I decided to take it in case I want to start photography. Videography. But I love the camera. I've been using it for like 2 years now, and it's really serving me well. I have no issue.
So you plan on using Canon for a very long time?
I'm a die-hard fan Canon. Die-hard fan. It's not. I'm not going back to any camera. I'm always going to use this. I love Canon, so nothing is going to change it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Your name, the type of camera you used, and why you use this type of camera?
My name is Ibrahim Muslim Idris, and I'm using a Nikon camera. Actually, people often say that they prefer Sony to Canon, like you can't create with a Nikon camera. But I believe with any camera you can create beautiful images and nice contents. Thank you.
Please, can we know your name, the type of camera you use, and why you use it?
My name is Omar Mukhtar, and I am here photos by the brand. I'm using its Canon RP mirror lens. I like Canon because their color style and their dynamic range.
Thank you very much.
That's why I love Canon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, good day, sir. Please, can we know your name and the camera you use and why you use that camera?
Okay, I'm a Nikon shooter because I've been a photographer all these years, but I ventured into videography now, and I look forward to having only Sony. Yes.
So why do you use a Nikon?
Because I started with Nikon, and because I can't afford Sony now.
Okay, but in the future you'll change.
Of course.
Hopefully. Thank you very much. Good evening. Please, what's your name and what's the type of camera you used and why did you use the type of camera?
My name is Khadija. I use Canon because like all the colors are sharp on Canon. That's it.
So how long do you think you'll be using this Canon for? Or do you have any other type of camera in mind?
Thinking of going to sign. Yes, to see the differences.
Hopefully. Thank you.
My name is Nazif Muhammad, branding Nazif Photography. I'm using Canon D700.
Why?
Because I just like the camera, that's why I'm using it.
Thank you very much. On to the next. Type of camera you used and why you use that type of camera?
My name is Shitu Ali Adam and I use Nikon and Canon, and I use them because they are good.
Thank you very much. what's your name, the camera you use, and why you use that type of camera?
My name is Saleh A. Mohammed, known as Black Eyes Imagery. I'm using Canon 6D, normal 6D. I'm using it to get some small income at times for fashion and other stuff. That's my profession, photography. That's what I do.
Why do you use Canon?
Because that's what suits me for mine.
So you are going to use Canon for a very long period of time?
If I have experience on other cameras, I will go into it and try it and see what will I get.
That's very good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Good afternoon, sorry. I have a game to play with you. You cannot say yes, you cannot say no. You cannot shake your head, you cannot nod your head. You cannot repeat the answer. And you cannot ignore my question. Are you ready? So what's your name? Enoch. Enoch is your name? Answer, you cannot ignore my question. You cannot ignore my question. It's just a normal conversation that we are going to have between me and you. So, calm down. you can say something like, absolutely, obviously, you know. So, you are ready? Yeah. You say yeah. So, no. We are going to have it too. It's simple and it's fun. So, it's just simple. You cannot say yes. You cannot say no. You cannot nod your head. You cannot shake your head. And you cannot repeat your answer. And you cannot ignore my question. Are you ready? Come on. What is your name?
I'm not ready.
You are ready? So, and it's a game. It's a game. Fun game. You're not interested. It's fun. You cannot say yes. You cannot say no. You cannot nod your head. You cannot shake your head. And you cannot repeat your answer. And you cannot ignore my question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are ready? Yes. No. We have not started yet. So what's your name?
Hope.
Hope is your name.
Yes.
So now you understand the game, right? You've understood it, all right? So you cannot say no. You are ready? Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Yeah, I'm going to ask you a few questions and just normal conversation, okay? My name is Abdurrahman. And have you eaten today? Can I ignore my question? Yes. You can ignore my question. Say, of course. No, you cannot ignore my, you cannot ignore my question. You understand? All right, so let's go again. This is the last time, okay? Am I annoying you?
Of course.
Good. Now you understand my point. So what's your name again?
Hope.
What is your name?
Maybe.
Who gave you the name?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know who gave you the name.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You repeated the question. You repeated the answer. You cannot repeat what you said. Yeah, you really tried. All right, so let's go to our guy here. Okay? Let me give him. You cannot say yes, you cannot say no, you cannot ignore my question, you cannot nod your head, you cannot shake your head. No, you cannot say yes, you cannot say no. You can't repeat your answer. You cannot ignore my question. You cannot nod your head, you cannot shake it. So are you ready? Yeah, you can do any other thing. You cannot say no. You cannot shake your head. You cannot nod your head. You talk. Just have a normal conversation. You get it? What's your name, sir?
Musa Artisan.
Musa Artisan. Musa Artisan is your name?
Musa Artisan is the name.
It's the name.
Oh, I want to repeat the answer.
No. It's just like a conversation we're going to have. So why are you here, sir?
For the photography day. What photography day?
What photography day? Have you eaten?
I have eaten.
You've eaten?
Of course I've eaten.
Okay. As you can see, it's rainy. So, what can you tell me about your environment?
Yeah,
The atmosphere, the weather.
the environment looks wet and slippery.
Is it wet?
Of course, it's wet.
Rated, of course. You cannot repeat it. So, okay. Let's go. Are you human?
I'm a human being.
You're a human being.
Definitely, I'm a human being.
Am I annoying you?
You are not annoying me.
You are not? Okay. Is 2 plus 2 4?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Do you remember my name? I told you earlier.
I can't remember your name.
Are you listening to me right now?
I am listening to you right now.
What camera do you use?
A Nikon camera.
A Nikon camera.
I use a Nikon camera.
With what lens?
85mm.
85mm.
1.8 85mm.
That's very good. What type of phone do you use?
A Xiaomi Redmi phone.
Xiaomi. Wow, Xiaomi. They are a very nice camera brand. So,
camera brand that makes.
Israel has cracked.
It's a conversation. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I like your glasses.
Yeah, my glasses is fine.
They are very fine.
They're definitely fine.
Definitely.
Not definitely, but they are fine.
Where did you get your cap?
From Khalifa.
Is it nice?
Yes, the cap is nice.
You see, the thing is, once you continue conversation, exactly, get comfortable, but you forget about it. So I thank you very much. So, who was playing? Kabara? Are you recording? Who am I with today?
I'm with Abubakar Hussein.
Abubakar Hussein is your name?
Of course.
Who gave you the name?
My dad.
Your dad gave you the name?
Indeed.
Indeed, he gave you the name.
Hell no.
Do you love the name?
I do.
Have you eaten today?
No, not really.
Not really. Why?
I've been working.
You've been working. Ooh, so you are stressed. My guy is sure, so come back. Stay tuned. You're gonna see more of this. So bye bye. See you in the next one.